Live from the Untold Radio Network, it's Untold Radio AM with Monster Quest producer, host Doug Hajicek, and co-host Jeff Perrella Jr. Untold Radio AM is going live right now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the big show. And there's Doug.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great.
I've been racing all day.
It's been a little bit of a stressful day for everyone.
No, because my computer, still the keyboard, which is a massive computer, right? It's got more stuff in it. And the keyboard, only the P doesn't work, and now the 0 doesn't work. Do you know how many problems? I have to copy a P and paste it in for each P.
Doesn't sound like fun at all.
It's not fun, so it slows you way down. So then we couldn't get a new computer because the right computer isn't available, blah, blah, blah. It's coming tomorrow. I'm so excited. Good. So I'm going to...
Always fun to get a new computer.
No, yeah, it's terrible because all the transferring, it's going to be horrible.
But better, stronger, faster. It'll be good.
Oh, yeah, it'll be good. So tonight, I want to welcome everybody. We'll probably have a lot of people in chat. We are going to have Les Stroud on, better known as Survivorman.
Awesome.
Who also produced Survivorman Bigfoot series, and people are anxious for him to do more. And that's what tonight's show is about mainly. And we're going to get into a lot of new details, and we'll squeeze some exclusive content out of Les on what's going to be in the new film. So we'll work them pretty hard. But
it's a fun night.
Yeah, and you guys can join us in all of your questions, put them in caps, and we will try to get everybody in depending on how much we're going to wear less out, but we'll keep them around as long as we can. What else we've got? And then we're going to do a little different show tonight. We're just going to cover this new drone mystery that's driving the people in the know up the wall.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the know, this is crazy. And you actually, you had a personal experience, sort of, indirectly last night.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But this is affecting a lot of people on the coast. Both the southern coast, east, west. And it's interesting because there's no answers.
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And the Pentagon is involved. The Congress is involved. There are hearings going on right now as we speak. Yeah. So what could be more important than an incursion of something we do not understand?
It's unbelievable. It's hard to even think about. It's so crazy.
It's the foundation of this show.
Yeah.
It's what we're about, mysteries. So tonight we're going to talk about that.
That's a big one.
But I wanted to tell a funny story, which is going to segue us seamlessly into Tech Breakdown. Right?
Sure.
A very short Tech Breakdown. It's probably my funniest Tech Breakdown ever, and I'll probably get teased for it. I think it's cool as heck. And if you had a sneak peek at it, Jeff, you'll probably agree it's cool as heck.
I got a little peek. It's fun.
So yesterday, was it Monday?
Monday.
Me and you were in my workshop. Jeff was working on an unnamed project, top secret. And he happened to position the thing he was working on in front of my garbage can. Now, my garbage can is an ordinary garbage can.
Very fancy.
And Jeff didn't really think about it when he sat there with this big, heavy project he was working on. In other words, it's been a real pain in the ass to move anything.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be fun. And if you noticed, I just sat there and watched you.
Oh, I noticed.
Well, I'm watching Jeff, and I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
I didn't.
You didn't, but just hang on. So it didn't happen instantly, but it started happening. The garbage can lid started opening and then closing, and he's working away, trying to concentrate, and it's opening and closing, and it's right in front of him, like it's on the other side of this thing he was working on, and it's opening staying up for what, 10 seconds and closing it.
Yeah, something like that.
Finally, Jeff gets this look on his face like, God dang it. He goes, what did you say?
I can't repeat what I said. I had some colorful words.
You said, "Great steak."
Yeah.
And I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard because I knew it was all going to unfold, and he didn't. But then I had this little epiphany of an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so what it is a garbage can with an automatic lid. Now we're gonna seamlessly talk about how this could be used in Bigfoot research right now. Go ahead, Jeff. Okay. So I want to know I want to relay what went through my head. If you want to throw up that picture of this garbage can that we're talking about, okay, perfect. So I'm picturing right away digging like a 1 inch, 1.5 inch hole, the exact shape of that garbage can. And I'm thinking about now covering it with forest duff, but I've installed a camera on the back side of that lid aiming outwards. Does this make sense? Absolutely. So a little like it could be a GoPro. It could be anything that you could leave on for a number of hours. And then you can dig even deeper to bury any camera, recording units. And then the idea is to cover the lid with forest stuff, pine needles, leaves. So it's completely hidden except for this pinhole sensor. It's got a very tiny sensor, but it's very sensitive. I walk by it and it flips up. And the idea, instead of having a camera trap up in a tree or a camera hidden horizontally, it's hidden now just looking straight up. But the moment anything walks by, picture it in your camp at night. And the moment anything walks by, this thing flips up, which is going to cause a distraction. It's probably going to cause a certain creature to be like a deer in the headlights, which is good, right?
Yeah.
And you could even have you could have cameras on both sides, but the idea is it flips up and it's going to be filming. And I went,
yeah. And just I hope everyone's clear on how it works. There's a little sensor there.
Yeah.
And the project I was working on the back side of it there's a component that was hanging and it was swinging. So it would swing right in front of that sensor.
It was
it
was you setting it off.
Yeah, it was driving me nuts. There was no place else to move from where I was working. So yeah, it got the better of me for a little bit. I'll admit that.
But this thing can be hidden so well, and it's quite a powerful motor. So when that lid, so you could put a lot of forest stuff on top of it, and you could even cover the lens of the little, 3.6 millimeter lens. You can even cover that with like pine needles. So there's nothing showing except one little black tiny pinhole for the sensor. And, I don't know if it'll work. It's untested, but they're $21.
Yeah, it'd be a fun project. I'll give it a try.
If it doesn't work, you can put the garbage can in your garage and it'll drive you nuts there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
we can do that.
I think
we can make that work.
It's a great multi-step system that might just be the ticket.
Yeah.
Because everybody's saying, well, they can sense. Well, this gives you a chance to bury it completely on the ground. And since they've never seen a camera trap on the ground, it may just do its thing, might fool them. So that's it.
Yeah. Whenever you can do something that's never been tried, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and throw up just the next photo so people can see how good this would look in their kitchen.
Yeah. It's a nice looking garbage can, stainless steel, whatever, or aluminum actually.
But you can get this for $21 right now.
Yeah.
I don't get a commission on this stuff. Okay. I'm not posting affiliate links or any of that. It's just, there's other types too, but this is the one that I have. And it does work, and it's faithfully worked for years now. So anyhow, okay, that's enough of that crap. So there you go. That's a tech breakdown right into the garbage. Completely trash. Can you hear me, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was getting the next video queued up here.
Yeah, when you get focused, you're gone.
Yeah,
You're
I
in
tend to
another
hyper
dimension.
focus.
You're in
Yeah,
another
I'm
dimension.
either scatterbrained or I'm hyper focused. It's
Yeah, there
kind of
you
no in between. But
go.
the good news is I have the next video ready to go whenever you're ready for
That's
it.
good. Okay. So the topic tonight, we're going to talk about these mysterious sightings of massive drones. Now, it wouldn't be that interesting if they were small.
Right.
Wouldn't be. I'd be like, well, you can
Could be
explain them
anything.
away.
Yeah.
Many of these are the size of a big SUV.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking 20 foot, 14 foot long. They've been, the FBI is involved, the CIA is involved, the Pentagon, Congress, and apparently, you know damn well they've probably tried to shoot these down. Don't you agree, Jeff?
I would think so. I'm surprised a civilian hasn't tried shooting him down. Just grab a shotgun and go for it. Who knows?
Well, actually, a guy got arrested in California today.
Oh, I haven't read that yet.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was happening in San Francisco. And they came right out and got him and arrested him. So do not try to take a shot at anything flying over your home. Let the authorities take care of that if that's what they need to do. Yeah, they were right there and they got the guy. And it's sad because he was a retired sheriff.
Oh.
So, which is probably why he felt confident in taking a pot shot, right?
Yeah, but he still got in trouble.
He still got, he arrested him. Let's see here. I want to play video one that'll kind of give people an overview. And I do know there are people that do not watch the news. They don't mess with social media. And so this will get you up to speed. Go ahead and play video one.
Untold radio news that can be a bit weird is right now.
There we go. Go ahead and play
There we
it.
go.
The FBI now investigating those mysterious drones flying around New Jersey over the past month. They've been spotted hovering over military facilities, water reservoirs, and even at Trump's Bedminster golf course. But Governor Phil Murphy says there is no known threat to the public. Chris Swecker is a former assistant FBI director, and he joins me now.
How do they know that, Jeff, if they don't know what they are?
To go on
I don't
for the
get
better
that
part
either.
of a month, especially within that month, Donald Trump won an election. He has a property there at Bedminster, and these drones are apparently flying over that. That seems like a huge violation of everything that the Secret Service says it wants to change. So how is this still allowed to go on?
Yeah, it certainly does. It's perplexing, and I don't understand why. I mean, citizens have been reporting this for quite a while, since November 22nd. So I just hope that the FBI, which is probably the lead agency in this, has actually been working this for quite a while. But that wouldn't explain why the drones just keep on coming. Secret Service, there's an issue there, of course, with the golf course. Whether Trump is there at the time the drones were there would be a significant issue. But I think it's mainly a counterintelligence issue that needs to be resolved. First and foremost, there's an arsenal there, a military arsenal there, where a considerable amount of research takes place on small arms and explosives. It's a very important facility, Army facility. And, we know how aggressive the Chinese have been over the last few years with the balloons. So I'm interested in hearing more about these drones and why they're not doing something to stop it.
I believe I asked you this question months ago when the Chinese spy balloon, like you mentioned, was flying. So I'll ask it again. Is it safe to say that our airspace is, quite frankly, not secure, even though I think the average American always just assumed that the space above them in the air was secure?
I think you're right. It's that assumption that probably causes a lot of people not to report. But I think our airspace is the Wild West. It's supposed to be controlled by the FAA. It's actually illegal for someone to actually shoot down a drone, which is considered an aircraft. So, you can't take matters into your own hands. But I would encourage the public up in New Jersey or anywhere else, when they see a drone that shouldn't be there, or there are several zones that seem to be working together, to report it. It could be a cyber issue as well.
Let's move on to a different
video. It could be hacking.
That guy was just too knowledgeable. Could be. All right, let's go ahead and play video 2.
Okay.
What the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
Today, we heard from a member of the FBI, the DOJ, Border Patrol, and even a rep from the NFL, all of whom say that their operations in some way or another have been hampered by drones coming into the United States. And while several of these entities talked about drones that come from criminal organizations or our adversaries, like Mexican drug cartels or the Chinese government, for example, it was pretty clear that the drones flying over New Jersey at this point are still unknown. Lawmakers at times were frustrated. The FBI and other agencies couldn't tell them more about what these things are or where they come from. The FBI only saying it seems as though right now they don't pose a threat. Several members asked whether
There's that
we could
threat thing
bring
again.
one down.
Let's go get
How do
that
they know
DoD
that?
capability and find out and put to rest the question, who is it? We can bring one down tomorrow.
But
They're
it
not
became
flying
pretty
these
clear
for
that as
fun.
lawmakers
No,
continue
there's
to
gotta be
ask
a
more
reason.
questions
You know what
about
the
these
most
drones over
interesting
New
thing?
York
They're
and New
so
Jersey,
appreciate-
federal agencies didn't have answers for them.
All right. So what are your thoughts? Why don't you throw up photo 3? It's just some photos. We'll do that, and then we can talk for a bit. What time is it? We got another 8 minutes, and then we're going to bring Les on.
Hold on, photo 3. And
Yeah, it's
here
just
it
it's
comes.
just some photos here. And there's an example of the different colors, different shapes. So apparently this got a little bit close to home because you happen to live next to a munitions plant.
Yeah,
and
a federal ammunition plant is very close to me, and happened last night before I got home. But apparently, multiple reports of one that they just said it was car-sized with lights, flew over my house, and then hovered over this federal ammunition plant. Multiple reports, including one person that I happen to know. He's bewildered. He just said he saw it up there, and I kept checking last night, and I never saw anything further. But yeah, multiple reports of it right over my house.
How high up was it? Was it hundreds of feet or just?
No, fairly low. He said
Oh, really?
fairly low. I mean, low enough that they could see, that they could see it up pretty close, because it was actually kind of overcast last night, so the visibility was not great. So it couldn't have been too high. I wouldn't have seen it.
It's interesting. So where it gets more interesting is because of the conflicting reports. The Coast Guard yesterday said they had up to 50 of them following them out to sea, and then they apparently went into the water.
Yeah.
And every time they try to chase these things, they basically go dark. They disappear from radar. They disappear. They turn their lights off and disappear from radar. But there was that one rep who said, "Oh, for sure it's Iran because they bought a mothership of drones from China and they parked it off the East Coast." Well, then shortly after that, I saw was a Pentagon.
Made a
I think it
statement
was
right
actually
after.
the last one, video 3, where they're refuting that. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I could have
video
sworn.
3?
Oh, I know what. I do have it if we need it.
Okay.
But go ahead and play video 3 if we haven't played it yet.
Okay, 1 second here.
So we have a bit of an update regarding this whole UAP thing. As you all know, the FBI went before Congress yesterday to testify that they have absolutely no idea what it is and who it is. And they said as of right now, they cannot associate it with any individual or any group. And they said anytime that they get something close to it, or local law enforcement or the military, so the thing just goes dark. It comes off of the radar. They lose visibility of it. And so they have absolutely no idea what it is. And we also learned a little something new yesterday. The U.S. Coast Guard says they have witnessed these things coming out of the ocean, and they kind of just like tail them around and say anytime that they, again, when they try to get something in the air close to it, boom, it's gone. And they said they move at speeds that they haven't seen before. One group even talked about 50 of them were tailing them, and they didn't describe it as a drone. They said orbs of light. So I don't know why we're still calling these things drones. They're clearly not that. But no one believes that it was Russia. They said the Chinese may have that capability, but even that is a stretch. And the reason why I don't believe it is because, again, China has a UAP issue as well. Russia has also reported it. India recently reported it. South Sudan. We know about the story from Zimbabwe. All over South America. Of course, we are. The UK, Germany has. So this is not just in the U.S. I know people all want to say, well, why is it only happening in the U.S.? It is not just happening in the U.S. This is a global thing right now. And unfortunately, the technology that we possess is not up to speed with whatever this is. Could it be of human origin? Maybe. But we'll never know. And unfortunately, the powers to be refuse to actually share the truth with us. So we shall see what's going on. What are y'all thoughts on all of this?
There we go, Jeff.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the fact it is being reported all over the world kind of rules out some things if you really go and think about it, you know.
Yeah, you would think if it's a foreign power, our government would be up there attacking, shooting them down. I mean, you'd think. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's either our military doing something that we're not supposed to know about, or something that's not from here.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously.
I don't know what other options there are.
It's a possibility. And that, I think it would be less shocking to me if they were from somewhere else, to be honest.
Well, just the way that our government's reacting to it just is bizarre, and it makes the whole thing even stranger.
Yeah, no, it's so true. So true. What time we have here? We've got.
Well, we have a guest ready to go.
Yeah, Les just popped in. So, Les doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to introduce him. Les Stroud. He's a Canadian survival expert. I've been, watching Les for years, and it's one of the reasons I was very excited when he was about to get into maybe the Bigfoot mystery a little bit because of an experience he had. He's a filmmaker, a musician. He's best known as the creator, writer, producer, and director, cameraman, and host. How many people have that many roles? Of the series Survivorman, which ran forever, and more recently, Survivorman Bigfoot.
Yep, great show.
His newest show is in the works, or I should say film is in the works, called The Question of Bigfoot, and it's currently a Kickstarter campaign. I'm sure, I haven't checked, but I'm sure he's passed his goal. But remember, goals are just the bare minimum to just barely get started. So after today, and after you get to listen to Les and interact with him, please go over there and pick one of his packages and pull the trigger.
I did. I kickstarted it.
There we go. See, put our money where our mouth is, and I'm going to
absolutely. Happy to
All
support
right.
him.
Now, with that, without further ado, let's bring on Les if he's there.
There he is.
There
Hi, Les.
he is. Where the heck are you, Les?
At this very moment, I'm at a bed and breakfast in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, visiting my son pre-Christmas.
Good. Well, that's nice. Yeah, that's coming up on us too quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oof, no kidding.
Absolutely. So, days of Christmas shopping right now, filling a stocking, that kind of thing. So,
isn't it true when you hit your goal on a Kickstarter, that's just enough to get you going?
Absolutely. I'm not sure. I guess some people would not be aware of that, and they go, "Oh, well, he got his goal. Like, why does he want it to give more?" Well, the thing is, when you set up a Kickstarter campaign, you kind of go for a bare minimum goal because, for one thing, you don't want it to fail.
Right.
You want to hit that goal, but the idea is that's really just the starting kit. That's just like, okay, this will get things rolling. I'm promising this is going to happen. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to write this book, make this film, record this music, whatever. But, most people, hopefully, maybe I'll estimate around 85, and just without any reason to estimate, but estimate around 85% get that. They understand, oh no, I can still jump on, and it's got nothing to do with surpassing the goal. Yes, I've surpassed my original goal. I kept it really low just so that I could hit it and know that, okay, well, you know, and if it only ever stayed there and it was just a nice shot in the arm to make the film, great. But the more the merrier in that whatever project you're working on Kickstarter, there's everything we try to do as artists, as creators, as producers, is expensive.
Yeah.
And notwithstanding YouTube content creators, but true producers, we do expensive work. And you know, you want to hire someone to do great colorizing or get a proper audio mix or utilize whatever footage, that all costs money. So it all helps. So there you go. Long way around saying yes.
Yeah, I tell people when I used to close people who won't spread it, but I tell them what I had to spend on a Monster Quest episode, and they're like, "What the heck?" They can't even comprehend it. And
No,
every penny of it was gone.
Yeah, I don't even. There's very few people I will say if I told you what it costs, you know, what, and I could even make it sound worse. I can say if I told you what I got paid to make Survivorman or Beyond Survival or Survivorman Bigfoot, it would drop jaws. But the fact of the matter is, film production is incredibly expensive, and that those numbers, as we say in the business, that money goes on the screen. Right. It is not. It's. I mean, every film producer knows until you're in some other kind of bracket, you are not lining your pockets. You're just making enough to pay your editors and your camera people and all the rest of it. We're not whining about this. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. No, it's true. And and the more money you get, the more places you can travel to, the better the film's going to be, the better chance you have at answering the questions of Bigfoot. So, okay, Les, I'm going to ask you this right out of the chute.
Lay it on me, Doug.
What can you tell our audience that no one's heard yet about this film project, or your mindset or your goals?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think what we have is a situation where a lot of the information is scattered. And if you look at work that is being done, and I'm not going to be critical of it per se, but nowadays there's a lot of reliance on overly dramatic music, long sweeping aerial footage of misty forest tops with yet another eyewitness account. And a lot of that, beautiful though it might be, well-crafted though it might be, well-paced maybe even, but it doesn't get to the meat of anything. Or it's, you know, it just scratches the surface. That's not how I work. I like to, what I always find, I think maybe, I don't know, how would I put this? My gift in this whole situation is that I love to demystify things. And so with Survivorman, I was demystifying the simple skill set of wilderness survival. And with Beyond Survival, that series, I was demystifying the connectedness to nature amongst indigenous cultures in remote areas. And with Survivorman Bigfoot, that was a little different because I had a learning curve to go on there. But certainly with the Question of Bigfoot, I love to demystify this big dial that is the subject, the phenomenon we call Bigfoot. And that dial representing a lot of different perspectives and beliefs and so on. So I like to get in there and say, I shouldn't summarize so quickly, but I'll summarize it this way. We all have cousins and nieces and nephews that at the Thanksgiving dinner table or the whatever family gathering, oh, you're doing that Bigfoot thing, and they can't do it without snickering. And they snicker, they say the word and they giggle. I'd like to create something that stops that giggling, that stops them in their tracks, where they go, you know, they get to the end of it and go, oh, holy crap. That's where I like to get to. It's one of the reasons, Doug, and I don't want to blow smoke, but it's one of the reasons why I love your work, because with Legends Mean Science and so on, and all, that work is bent on the facts and the data and the organization of it. That's where we're getting somewhere, you know, regardless of what you believe about the phenomena.
Yeah, exactly. Because this phenomena, anybody who thinks they know what it is blowing smoke, because we don't know anything. And I know you went into it completely open-minded. But we got to hear that story again. But you went into it, you had some kind of experience you couldn't explain. You went into it with an open mind. And I know your experiences kind of went full, like all over, right? And I remember one time you calling me up and you go, Doug, I'm hearing trees come. I think you were in BC, and you somehow you were in a mountainous area. There was a cell phone tower up there. And it was like a Friday night. And I think I was at a bar or some damn thing. And you call me and you go, Doug, there's something knocking trees down outside my tent. What should I do? And I'm thinking, this was like your first thing, the first time you had gone out for this. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to go on a journey, didn't I? Don't we all? And how far we go on that journey depends on what we're open to. I'm very open. And so if Jeff Meldrum tells me it's a relic hominid or a Gigantopithecus then I am going to say, okay, Jeff, I believe you. Let's talk about it. Let's explore that. And let's go there. Let's answer some questions about that. If over here, and I'm doing it like a dial, someone says, I'm telling you, they're connected to aliens. I'm saying, okay, I believe you. Show me what you mean. Yeah. What have you got? And I think that, these questions of Bigfoot, I was saying to, I think my son earlier today, I said, there are simply going to be questions where even my answer, even as well thought out as it will be, is still going to be on the verge of being vague. And I can't even apologize for that. But there are other questions that do have concrete answers that someone like my niece, who would snicker at the subject, has no idea of. And so, for example, we were at some friends' places a little while ago, and so you're doing this Bigfoot thing, eh? Well, like, where is he? Is he like how is it? He must have like is there like a female version so that they can keep this? Like, I don't understand, and I'm just like, oh, and it just reminded me, and I don't mean this to mock them, and I don't mean that in terms of ignorance, but just reminded me how little people who have never considered the phenomenon know about it.
There's so much misinformation, or just people have no information, but this mystery is not going to go away. Don't you agree? It's never going to go away unless something's done, seriously done.
Well, how can a mystery that has already endured thousands of years, hundreds of countries, hundreds across the globe, hundreds of cultures, 1,000 different names with the exact same description, basically. How can that kind of mystery, it endured that much, just go away next week? Just because, I've never been shy about this. I think someone like, I really respect Cliff Berkman. Spoken with him, wonderful human being, a wonderful gentleman. I know a lot of earnestness there and so on. But I've often been on record of saying that, I think the worst thing that ever happened for the phenomenon, or for the research of the phenomenon, was that it became popular in media. And it became popular in modern media in the reality TV sense of that word, because of Finding Bigfoot. And it became a cultural punchline because of that series and follow-up series. And that's why I created Survivorman Bigfoot, which normally I like to do something from an original place of originality. This was more, no, I can build a better mousetrap here. But so it's going to endure for the next 1,000 years. And as long as there are people swearing by sightings, and those people aren't going away. Yeah, there's some crazies out there. Yes, there's some people who'd like to make money off of it. Yes, there's some people who just want some attention. But what is that percentage? Maybe let's pretend it was 20%. There's still another 80% out there going, I don't care what you think. I know what I saw.
Yeah, no, I think what fascinates me more than anything about this is the fact that people that want to talk about it, there's nobody wanting the evidence. There's nobody giving the evidence. It's really a double negative. But it fascinates me because when you have rocks thrown at you and you've experienced, these really weird things that happen out in the woods, like unexplainable sounds that you heard, when you were on that beach. And then you see one. And of course, I've seen a couple now, but from the rear. So they're still in question in my brain. Was it a bear or was it something else? Until you maybe see the face, you're screwed. But this question of Bigfoot is so massive. Do you want to, are you planning on covering the entire gamut of all of the, the flesh and blood, the woo, the telepathic reports, all of the weird things that go on, or just footprints and science?
I want to attack, if you will, in the nicest way, basically all of the questions that anybody else might have. Am I still on, by the way, guys? Because I've lost your visual. Okay.
Yep. No, you're on.
Okay. I don't have your visuals anymore there. I think that I think there's a gap to be bridged here, and that gap is between people such as, say, my niece, who would only giggle and snicker at the subject matter, and those people who absolutely accept it as a real phenomenon and believe there's something out there, but they're not entirely certain where to go with this. Do I go down the paranormal road? Do I stay over in the camp of it being a big smart ape? Where do I go with this? And there's what I actually, the magic, if I can use that word, the part that is really exciting is the part in the middle, where you're looking at what I often would say, Doug and Jeff, is I would refer to the term attributes. What are the attributes? And what are how do the anecdotal references stack up on this attribute or that attribute? And when we start getting dozens, hundreds, thousands of anecdotal references all saying this, then for the sake of the Bigfoot enthusiast and, our relatives who laugh at the whole thing, there's an answer to go after there. And you said, would I go as far as the woo? Would I go into the paranormal is really what we're referencing here? And I'm not copping out, but it depends.
Yeah.
How much is there? If it's overwhelming, then I can't not go there. I need to at least address as and I've said this recently too, guys. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna make a lot of enemies, but we get so silly in this when it comes to this phenomenon, because there's the whole concept of mind speak. So, and some people's like, absolutely. And other people, like, say, if Jeff was on with us, Jeff Meldrum, he's like, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to, and I'm not speaking for you, Jeff. I'm not actually sure you would say that, but I'm assuming that's probably what you'd say. And I got his back on that. However, I'm here saying, okay, first of all, can we not be silly about it? It's not mind speak. You're talking about telepathic communication.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what we're speaking about, then let's go down that rabbit hole a bit and see what there is about that, because we can't just say, well, some of us believe they speak to our minds, without saying, well, what is telepathy? And what science has been done on that? And where does that, how far does that go? And then you are respecting a mountain of anecdotal evidence down a certain pathway, and again, and I'll finish by saying, in the middle, what I love are those attributes that seem to already have a bit of woo in them, but a bit of validity in them. Cloaking, well, octopus can cloak themselves. Infrasound, well, lions can do infrasound. Telepathic communication, there's been studies on humans. So you see, that's where I think it gets really juicy, is that sort of center part of the dial, sort of thing. But you're quite right. I started way over here on the I'm looking for a big ape, kind of thing. It's just that there's a mountain of evidence for other things, and I'm an open-minded guy. So, until it gets crazy. if I'm looking at someone, it's like on the flesh and blood. Sorry, I'll just ramble for a bit here. On the flesh and blood thing, for example, someone might be over here supremely vitriolically adamant that it is just a very smart ape, and they can prove it, and they feed them pancakes, and they do all the, I don't, that's got nothing for me. But if there's, 1,800 examples as to why it's just a big smart ape, then I need to go down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you plan on doing a similar show or film to Survivorman Bigfoot, or is this going to be a totally different?
I'd suggest totally different. However, I mean, I'm not blind to who I am and what I do, and my specialty is certainly being out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And in a matter of sort of a bit of a braggadocio speech, I will say that, like, it's in the dark here right now. If you said, let's go walk off into those woods there in the dark right now, no flashlight, I'd have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I'm as comfortable doing that as an MMA fighter is getting in the ring, as Jimmy Page is picking up a guitar. I'm just comfortable out there. So let's start there. That's something I have. I'll be quite willing to go into the deepest, darkest places in the wilderness by myself and stay there for now.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we've got that, then I should make use of it. And so I have been absolutely, it's like, okay, I need to not do what I did with Survivorman Bigfoot, where I'm going here, going there, going here, going there, going there, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. I want to zero it in on really specific hot spots, as they're called, geographical locations where we have a lot of, anecdotal references, and spend some good time in the field. I do need to go in the field, is what I'm trying to say. I think it's my specialty. It's what I do. But the film itself is not going to be just me in the field. That probably, and Doug, you're a filmmaker, I know you get this, that probably will be the thread that I weave throughout the story. It's like, Les is going to do this thing. He's going. All right, we'll come back to it. We'll come back and we'll visit Les's thread of his expedition out in this time around, and hopefully have something to talk about.
Lee Warner goes, Snellgrove. I don't know if you know anything about the Snellgrove stuff, but I went up there last year and the year before. Oh my God, it was pretty nuts. It really was. It's pretty crazy.
I think I'm going to really need, like, once this is all, the Kickstarter's done and we hit the ground running in the new year, it'll be like setting up kind of expedition base central. I'll be putting tickets and posties. It'll be like a conspiracy theory room. I'm just going to have things going. All right, putting all of this.
The murder board.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is also, as you know, a great way to make a film too. You can really get a handle. And then I've always believed very much. The one thing I will not do is to ask people to give me 90 minutes of their life to watch my crap if I did not put everything I had into it and brought it all to the table for better or for worse, and brought all my passion to it. That's always going to be an important thing for me as a filmmaker.
And you never know what's going to come up. I mean, during the process of making a film, things change. You might hear about something going on, or a crazy sighting, or meet somebody you really feel is credible. How do you go about vetting people? I mean, do you worry so much about that? I've met so few people that have bullshitted me or done anything, so there's not a lot of that going on out there. I don't think so. I think if anything, people are just they're misidentifying something. I don't think it's on purpose.
You're attempting to have us make some enemies here.
No, I don't want to mention any names.
No, of course not. I said this earlier, and some people got their noses out of joint. So I clarified it.
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'll clarify it again. One thing is, I avoid the crazies.
Yeah.
Now, funnily enough, somebody posted with their nose out of joint, and I wanted to say, why are you assuming I thought you were one of the okay, then, so it was kind of funny. But what I mean is, those people that slam their fist on the desk and want to tell you that they're the only ones that can bring you in, and they have a relationship with them, and they're the ones, and you need to listen to them, because you just smell the crazy and you walk away. You know, there are a lot of really good people, good, smart people, and we can rhyme them off. You guys, for starters. Stacy Brown is a good friend of mine. David Politis, Jeff Meldrum, Cliff Barrickman. You know, it goes on and on of really good people who are in this world and studying it. Ron Moorhead researching it, and so on. And there's plenty enough of those people to spend time with and to learn from. And other than that, I'm a public person. I'm used to crazies. I'm used to people being passionate and adamant and vitriolic and all the rest of it. So you just kind of got to shoot and go exit stage left as soon as you can.
Okay, so I know you're interested in the topic, but are you 80% if you were a betting guy and you had to put a bet down? Are you 50%, 10%, 90%? I mean, I have no idea. Where do you stand?
Well, and if I come up with a number, it's just going to be vague anyway.
It's just somebody hands you $10. It's just $10. Says make a bet.
I would, okay, to answer it as honestly as I possibly can.
Where would most of that money go on what, you know, not real or real?
Okay. So just there, real or not real?
Yes.
Never mind what it is or what it
right,
might
exactly.
be.
Yeah. Just real
I
or not
would
real?
go on, I got to be north of 70% for sure.
Okay.
I've never seen one. Okay. What I've experienced, I'm a very good naturalist. I know my bears, my wolves, my moose. But north of 70, 75%, I got to say, man, you know, from doing Survivorman Bigfoot, from speaking with people like you, and everybody else, and also lots of conversations that are not allowed to be on camera and are not allowed to be shared. Like if we do our filmmaking, we you know, many ways, we only have the freedom to put out about 40% of what we actually might talk about or hear about.
Yeah.
You know, so there's all of that in behind. And, you know, I think now, and again, this is what brings me to the question of
but here's where I'm going with that diarrhea question. You started at zero probably, or very close to zero. And then you had an experience on the beach, which got your dander up. Like, okay, where were you at that point on the beach when you're hearing gorilla sounds compared to where you were before you heard gorilla sounds compared to where you are now?
So before the gorilla sounds, I was the same place I would have been as a 16-year-old boy, just thinking that the subject matter is pretty freaking cool. And wouldn't it be cool if? And wow, I wonder, it's probably all nonsense anyway. You know, kind of there. Just that fascination, reading the Chariots of the Gods, you know, just fascination stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But after a couple of other things and that time on the beach, I shifted to, well, what do you know? I wonder. And then it goes from, there's a little tipping point there where you go from boyhood fascination to, you mean these could actually be like for real? You know, and then you slip out of fantasy mode, and now you're like, so now you're maturing, you're growing and thinking, okay. Then we bring in Survivorman Bigfoot. And when I first got in there, very pragmatic. And then, but things, you know, got a little weird. And I know that's vague, but they just got weird to the point where I'm like, okay, all of these things that they are purported to be able to do surpasses just being a big, smart ape. So what the heck is going on here? Or is it all just nonsense and people have taken it to that place with their mind? You know, and that, so now I'm probably more perplexed than ever, but I am not I'm totally undaunted in terms of the fact that the mountain of evidence is wonderful. That's what's the best for all of us who know that much. The mountain of evidence is just like, we can get in an argument at the Thanksgiving dinner table with the cousin who thinks you're just a nut. We can go there. But in the end, even if we can't recite it all, we know that there is a huge mountain, anecdotal though it might be, of evidence. And that has got me captured.
Okay, so you doing Survivorman Bigfoot increased the odds of their existence, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. I was worried. I was actually worried, though, that you would do that and maybe it would go the other way. It could happen, Well,
it could happen, but I have very little faith that it would happen, that I would do all the things I'm going to do with the question of Bigfoot, come out on the other end and go, it's a bunch of nonsense. I doubt that very highly based on everything that's happened to date. I think that's just going to, all it is, you know what it is, guys, is I for the last 10 years, I've been busy. I came out of the rabbit hole for a while, but the minute it is a rabbit hole, but it's a fun rabbit hole. It's a as I used to say, it's a slippery slope covered with ice with some grease poured over it. Whoosh, you're just in there, man. And I find that part just really fun. It's as fascinating to me as wilderness survival is.
Yeah.
If I took you out in the woods right now, I instantly become a geek. I'm instantly a survival geek. I can't turn it off. Bigfoot's the same way.
So did you have, so you remember that night I told you about, you called me. There were trees coming down around. You could hear them falling, getting pushed over or whatever, falling naturally or getting pushed over. We don't know. But you called me and you were curious whether you should leave your tent or stay in your tent. And I'm thinking, holy crap, I wouldn't even be there alone, let alone be thinking about leaving my tent or staying in my tent. I don't remember what I told you. But have you ever heard trees like crashing down like that prior to your expedition? Is that something that you've heard before? Trees just bang, bang, crashing?
Very, very, very rarely.
Okay.
And this is the thing. So, all right, what would a psychoanalyst say? They'd say, well, you started paying attention to stuff that you didn't pay attention to before because you're interested in subject matter. You've ascribed the tree thing with being pushed over by Sasquatch. Now, every time a tree falls, you think it's a Sasquatch. That's what they would say. But you know what? I'm an observant man. I'm very self-aware, and I pay attention to things. And for example, the amount of trees that were pushed down, I will say it that way, or fell down around me during the process of studying Bigfoot increased exponentially. And was not a matter of wind, snow, rain, weather. It was every single time. It was the most, like the least time of the day of any period that you would think a tree would fall. Do they rot? Yes, they rot and they fall. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
But they're associated with lots of other things that were going on during that year. Now, what about since then? Much happened since then? Very, very little again. Now, why is that? Is it just because you're focused? No, I think it's because, I want to be careful here, but I think that once you engage in this, the activity of researching, studying, going out into their zones, you, for lack of a better way to describe it, have piqued their interest. And there's almost like a recognition going on. And whether it's purely biological or some kind of woo factor, I don't know. But I know I'm not alone. And I know that a lot of things increase as people go and attempt to invoke some kind of encounter.
Yeah.
Well, I think something that people forget a lot is we know other smart apes, they do things. They're interested in things. They're interested in us. They play. They do all kinds of things.
They intimidate.
Why would Bigfoot do that too? I mean, they're curious. They see what's going on. They're gonna. I mean, it makes total sense that they'd be curious.
And it's finally, I've seen it in a couple of things. I was saying this before. It's finally out there more often now. Look, let's just make the assumption. Let's just stay with the upright, smart, biological creature. Let's just stay there. We don't have to go anywhere near woo. Let's just stay there. For that to be a reality, if I were to take a natural history type guess, I would throw a random number out there that I could be completely wrong about. And I'd say, I don't know, there's probably got to be between 30 and 45,000 of them in North America. Because otherwise you can't get this frequency of anecdotal references. Now, if there's that many or half that many or twice that many, whatever, these are biological beings with personalities and traits.
Absolutely.
And DNA lines and all sorts of stuff. Just like the three of us gentlemen right here can be very different on a million things, so can they. And so that's when it's like, why does it seem that the majority of the dangerous encounters, the malevolent encounters, seem to be in Southern Oregon or in Uinta in Utah? Why is that? And I remember one guy posited to me, he says, I think, given where most of the stories are happening, that Southern Oregon region seems to be possibly a region where young teenage Bigfoot, if you will, from say California are going off and spreading out in a migratory kind of way. Well, what is that? What are we talking about here? Who are the most aggressive part of our society? Young men, right? And so potentially they're just kind of pissy, So you see, these things, we're not in Wu land at all here. This is simple biology, and that explains the color. We have one up in Temagami, Ontario, that for years they called one carrot top because of a red shock seen by many people, a red shock of hair, and since then others that have a red tinge. So red hair, blonde hair, brown hair, black hair. Tall, not as tall, broad, not as broad, angry, not as angry. That's something that's really exciting, is the differences.
Yeah, because differences point to a living population.
Yeah.
It's that bell curve that's so important versus, if it was all just spurious made up information, we wouldn't have the different foot sizes, the different, that match human shoe sizes. We wouldn't see that bell curve. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The fact that you get different hair color reports is important. It's super important, super important.
Well, another reference point is another really smart mammal, orcas, killer whales. They have radically different activities and personalities depending on where they're at. And some eat meat, some don't. Some just eat fish, some eat other mammals. It's the same species, radically different behavior. There's no reason that Bigfoot can't be the same way.
And so then you have the behavioral science part of this. How about the cultural? There's a group of dolphins, I think in the Caribbean, who have a culture, and scientists have deemed it as such.
Absolutely.
Culture of the way they hunt and gather and do their own hunting. And scientists said this is a culture that has been created by this group of dolphins in this particular area. Other dolphins of the very same species don't do this at all. They don't do this thing, whatever it might be, right? And so let's go with Bigfoot. Different cultural aspects. Perhaps in an area, it's a long line of aggressive behavior. And that's what makes it a little always dangerous. As I said, if I remember, if memory serves, for example, the Uinta in Utah or Southern Oregon, perhaps it's a long history of aggressive behavior that just keeps hovering there.
Yeah.
And in other places, seemingly a long history of benevolent behavior. And never mind getting into the history and the indigenous history when it comes to communicating and all the rest of it. So,
say, have you ever heard a bird whoop? I can't find. I've been looking. See, you're definitely a wildlife expert because you're out there. But I've been searching forever for somebody to say a bird whoops. And we keep hearing these whoops. You recorded whoops before out in the woods. In fact, you sent a tape to David Ellis. Do you remember? An audio tape to David Ellis, who's an audio expert. And there was kind of a, as I remember, kind of a lynx-like growl or hiss. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear some whoops after that. Do you remember that, Les? It was a while ago.
But yeah, I'm getting older.
Would you mind if we played one of your recordings from out there?
Not at all. Of course not.
David's actually can even come on and show you the spectrogram of something you've never seen before in your own damn recordings.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting, by the way.
I think I've actually see, as I say, I've been out of the game, if you will.
I know you have for a while.
And that I like that because it's given me a new perspective.
Well,
And
we have some new information for you.
What's
we
that?
have new information we want to present to you live.
If you're gonna, like right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, go for it.
All right, if you don't mind, we want.
Oh, of course not.
All right. So, did you send David that link, Jeff?
Yeah, he's backstage.
Oh, there he is. Hi, David. Bring him on.
There he
Hey,
is.
Doug, Les,
Hey.
Jeff.
Hi.
Good evening.
So,
How are you guys?
do you see how I segued into that, David?
Yeah, you did it just exactly the
smooth.
way you said you would.
Pretty sneaky. Okay. But it's true though. There are these whoop sounds which sound so bird-like. And
Yeah,
yet,
that's what somebody would say upon hearing it
yeah,
and not looking at it visually.
right, exactly. It just sounds like a bird. But yet there's no birds in North America that go whoop, whoop. There isn't any. At least I'm not aware of any. If somebody can bring one to our attention, I will gladly eat humble pie. But let's go ahead and play this clip. This is a Les Stroud clip, never been heard by the public. He recorded this, sent it to David. How long ago?
Oh God, I don't even remember how long ago.
There we
There's
go.
not a
It was
date
so
on it.
long ago, Les. It was years ago. It was years ago.
David, was it David Politis that introduced me to you? I'm trying to remember how we first met.
It could have been Cliff or Jeff. Jeff Meldrum refers. Yeah.
I didn't know Cliff back then, so it would have been Jeff.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeff.
Okay. So it's looped 5 times, so
All
we'll
right.
hear the same thing.
You want Jeff to put it up?
Yeah.
I have it ready to go. You ready?
Good. All right, go for it. Do you remember the clip, Les?
I do now.
Okay, good. So what's interesting to me, okay, when I first heard this clip, it was the fact that the whoop whoop is like a response to the other thing that I immediately went, that sounds like a lynx. So here's this whoop whoop in response, as if they're interacting. It was my impression. Like it was so quick. You know what I mean? It just seemed like something was either trying to take game away from the lynx. The lynx was trying to intimidate it with its sound. But you may have sent it in, Les, because you thought the growl or the hiss was really interesting. Go ahead, David. And take it over
so I think, Jeff, I also sent a spectrogram for this particular audio. So if you we all look at the first part of the audio, you see what is the signature. That's probably a lynx. I went on the Macaulay Library of Sounds and looked at spectrograms, and it's pretty darn close. So it's close enough for me to proffer that it's probably a lynx or a bobcat, something of that nature. But the other 2 signatures are not bird signatures. And if you look at that yellow box with an X in it, what I'm showing you is that the first sound is the complete opposite of the second sound. It's identical in nature. So if you look at the crisscross there, you'll see that the visual, their sound imprints like a fingerprint. So when you see this, you can identify where the sound is and what it can yield. So what I'm looking at is what I call kind of a carrot. It's upside down V look. It's in the upper left-hand corner of the box, and it's in the lower right-hand corner of the box. So in the first vocalization, it's in at a higher spectrum of sound, in the second or the third vocalization, it's in the lower position, so it's flip flopped. So if you listen to that, you can hear that it's a high note and a low note. So I just found that very interesting. I don't see birds that have this kind of a characteristic. And to be honest, I have not seen this before. So I don't know exactly what's making this, but I have a high suspicion based upon other sound impressions that I look at.
David, do you recall where I sent this in from? Do you happen to recall the geographic location?
I think it's Alaska.
Okay. I remember, I thought there was another sound recording I'd sent you as well.
Yeah, I think you did too. This was one that was in my files. I may be able to find something even further back.
Yeah, I think what it was, if I remember correctly, it was the sound when I was with Randy Breeson and Sonia Zohar in Golden Ears Park up in British Columbia. We had the craziest, and I believe you actually did the same thing for that.
Right.
And to get into this thing, what's interesting, because I mean, you know, there's the Ron Moorhead recordings, there's the Scott Carpenter recordings, there's so many others as well, is that once again, I think the general public, you know, would not have any clue what they're hearing. But a good person well-grounded with natural history will, and I've done this with my own self, said, you know, okay, look, it's possible that this was a bunch of cougars fighting or porcupines, you know, battling it out. But there comes a point and a time where we have these sounds that defy all of our natural history knowledge, that don't fit into the category of bear, moose, wolf, barking, screaming, whatever. And when you get to the recording as you have it, where we can look at it on a graph, and that's when it gets. This is the kind of stuff that is factually very exciting.
Well, the one thing that we kind of Bigfoot researchers hang our hat on is what we call the attenuated fundamental. And without getting into a long dissertation about what that means, is that physically you can see the difference between a suspicious vocalization by a Sasquatch and a human that tries to make that same sound.
Yeah, there's basically a fundamental that's missing, Les. It's just gone. It's not there, so it's very obvious. Mm-hmm. And despite
it actually
actors can't get that fundamental gone.
Right. It actually, the main fundamental slides into the first harmonic, and it becomes obvious because harmonics are a mathematical progression. And when the mathematics doesn't work, then you go back and you go, wait a minute, this is where the real fundamental should be, and it's not there.
Yeah.
What makes it even more curious is that humans have this unique ability to hear it, even though it's not there. And that's why a voice actor, when they try to mimic, will show a very, very strong fundamental, exactly where it should be. But where we have the suspicion of the Sasquatch, it's just gone. It's not there.
Yeah.
So I could go into it for about an hour, and your eyes would still cross and get glazed.
Well, and I should point out, gentlemen, I'm up about another 15 minutes or so as far as when I've got to get going. But
all right, David. Well,
thank you.
I'll call you tomorrow, David. Thanks.
Okay.
What I love what you've got there, David, and what's going on is this is called data collection. And you know, data collection and mounting data collection evidence is the stuff that's, you know what I would say is, if you want to go win a case in court, you show up with a very thick binder.
Exactly.
That's how this works.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, David.
Thanks again, David. That's exciting to see. I haven't talked to David in I don't know how many years.
I had to bring that up.
Nice surprise, Doug.
Yeah. So what are, to me, the big questions Bigfoot in your mind? I love the title of your film. It's really very proper, extremely proper. But what are the questions that are driving you crazy, Wes?
Well, they probably come in layers, but I would probably want to start with those questions that actually for a lot of us are kind of almost obvious now. But you need to do that for the viewing public. You need to start in a place going, I'm going to respect that you would not know what Jeff Perrella Jr. knows, that you would not know what Doug Hajicek knows. Or Jeff Meldrum or anybody. And I want to, it's kind of like, can we get this stuff out of the way first? Boom, boom, boom. And so, questions, the real basic stuff, such as, can they even exist in this world? Is there enough room out there for them to be a big species like that? And what are they going to eat and where are they going to live? Why are we not getting them on trail cameras? Aren't there like thousands of trail cameras out there by now, and thermal imaging and drones? Why are we not seeing them on those cameras? How come we don't have any that have been hit by cars? What about that? Are there any that? So you see, those questions that you can get at the Thanksgiving dinner table, and I want to corral all of that, and then I can allow that to mushroom into the depth of the questions that are in that wonderful gray area about the attributes that I talk about. I'm not even in the woo yet. I'm still just talking about, physical attributes and mental attributes, physical and mental attributes, and going deep into that area. And then finally, the questions, probably the most difficult question is, and I'm not sure that my film will be the one to answer it, or even tackle it, is, and again, what is it? And what is it? It's the what is it question that is almost not the question I'm looking to answer. I'd rather get into the specifics, because what is it is a very big question. And you started this off right, Doug. Nobody, not Jeff Meldrum, not Dave Politis, not Les Stroud, not Doug Hajicek, not Stacey Brown Jr., none of us actually know. Even if we've seen one, we don't actually know.
Exactly.
And that's what, when you were talking earlier, about different people, that when people say they know exactly what it is, it's like, I'm going to stay away from those people.
Yeah.
So that question, I don't know, is one that I am going to answer, but it's all of this myriad of other stuff.
I want to know, I want you to think about this. I want to know what happens. Les has a face-to-face, broad daylight, no question, looks you in the eyes, walks away, so you get to see it, like you get to study it. 20-second sighting. What happens to Les after that, over the next hour? Are you crying? Are you yippee-ski-yay? Are you celebrating with a scotch? What are we doing mentally? Are you sleeping that night, or are you just like, oh, that was cool?
Are you sleeping that night? That's a good question. I hope that it will be wonderful resolve, wonderful vindication, just wonderful that okay, I'm not high, I'm not drunk, I'm not mistaken, I'm not delusional, I'm not even tired. It's broad daylight.
Right.
If all those things conspire, then that, I think, will be okay. It will not, and then the rest of it I don't know, but I don't believe it would fire me up to make a different film, because I still want to answer these questions.
But would you even be more motivated at that point?
I'd be more motivated, I'm certain. I don't think I would sleep that night, though. I would need a scotch, and I wouldn't sleep.
Would you talk differently about it? Would you talk with more certainty?
I'd like to say that I wouldn't talk any differently, but I know me, and I know I would, because eventually I'd go, okay, look, I'd be in an interview or something, or I'd be talking with, a good friend about it. I'd say, okay, look, I'm just going to say this. I saw one. I saw it. I would do that. That's just me. I don't keep a lot of secrets. not good at keeping secrets. And however, interesting subject matter, interesting line of questioning, because what actually is a great follow-up question to this is, if I had the perfect evidence, the indisputable proof,
right, the film,
would I share it with the world?
Yes.
That's a different question. So
like that day, would you just get it to everybody?
I don't think I would, but I don't know for sure. But here's my reasoning. The problem with it is that if that happened, then forever and a day, you'd only ever be that guy. That would be the end of your life. Your whole life would be, that would be the period at the end of that's it. You're the guy who proved Bigfoot. End of story. Doesn't matter what else you do, whoever else you are.
It's like coming forward after you win the lottery.
Yeah. It's kind of, and I have no problem if somebody else proves it. And even if they do it because of my work, but me, myself, being the guy that has to stand up there with like a sea of media people because I've proven it. I don't want that. Your life would be, someone might want it, but I think your life would be destroyed.
Well, you would have a lot more, I think your film would have probably the most credibility if you were the one that actually filmed it. You were alone. I think that would be a fantastic person. You would be.
Oh, thank you.
To bring something like that forward, because I don't think you would be doubted by many people.
Well, I've made my career on painstakingly trying to be as earnest and as honest as possible, even if that makes me boring.
Yeah.
You know what I've discovered in all of that, though, is what's great about it. I can always be myself. I never have to put on airs because whatever I showed. There I am with all my warts, kind of thing. And so you're right. So in this situation, I get it. I understand the rung that I occupy. And I'm not ashamed of it. The biggest part here, Jeff and Doug, is, as you know, I don't really know what I would do. That's the thing. We can think what we do. I can think if I had to face a gang of bikers who were picking on some other people that I'd stand up and, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd chicken out. And in this case of Bigfoot, I really don't know. I like to put it this way. I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just paradigm shifting. That's, what's the word? Ontological. I mean, it just shatters your reality. What do you do?
In the last week, because I know I'm going back into this rabbit hole. In the last week, I've been paying attention to it again, a lot more. And you know what it's made me? It's made me feel very sort of solemn, because I know how life-changing this phenomenon is. And it changed my life before. Some other things unrelated have changed my life in profound ways. We're talking about something that, if proven or if vindicated just personally, is ridiculously profound. You can't underestimate how profound it would be for the world to go, yes, they are here and they exist. That's insanely profound. It would change a lot of stuff in Western society and around the world.
No question.
Would you like to have a witness with you when that happens? If you do have a face-to-face encounter, would you rather be alone? Because you're unique. You're different than most.
My wife. I would love it if my wife was with me,
okay.
so that I didn't have to.
It's a good answer.
Sideways at me.
That's a smart answer.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one person you want to absolutely believe you, it's your partner in life, right?
That's a smart answer. Absolutely.
If I tell Logan tonight, I said, dude, I saw one walking over here. He's just like, no way, Dad. Like he would believe me. But I'd want my wife there with me, I think.
Well, yeah, that is a good answer, Les. Is your wife with
wise
you?
Answer.
Is your wife with you in BC?
What's that?
Is she with you?
She is not at the moment. No.
Is that all?
But I'm so close to. I mean, I'm not even that far. I could go over to Golden Ears, but tomorrow, sort of thing. But it's Christmas, so I'm shopping, for stocking stuffers, like little Bigfoots to hang on the tree.
Yeah.
and do that.
So-
But gentlemen, this has been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
I think, Doug, Jeff, not having spoken with you before, but Doug and I have obviously in the past, and I've always enjoyed where Doug goes with his take on this and his film work on this whole Monster Quest thing. And I'm sure you probably heard me on podcast blow a bit of smoke up your ass on this, but it's all for good reason, And I think that we, in some ways, it behooves us to do this work again, to kind of come back at it again, because we've had about 10 years off now, and 10 years worth of different perspectives and different things and anecdotal references. And I'll say it this way, in the pejorative, 10 years of bloody reality television destroying what is a pretty amazing phenomenon. And that's not the kind of work we do. Yeah. I'm not saying what we do is dry and stale and scientific and boring. No, we're still good filmmakers, but I'm no interested in drinking the reality Kool-Aid. So I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to do this Question of Bigfoot. The Kickstarter campaign, as you pointed out in the beginning, is a wonderful shot in the arm to help me afford the things I need to do with it. Plus, because I think you did one too, Doug, it brings people on the journey with us, which is really cool. They'll feel invested. I'm going to try to make this film as much for the enthusiasts like us on both sides of the fence, or in all the gradients of perspectives, and in some ways, I'll say it with a smirk and tongue in cheek, to kind of shut up the skeptics. And if they watch it and they seriously watch it and pay attention, they'll get to the end of it and go, huh. If I can get that out of somebody who thought it was all a bunch of nonsense and unicorns, then there's something. I've done something right. That's sort of where I'm going with it.
So before you leave, tell us the weirdest thing or the scariest thing that's ever happened while you were on expedition, and then we're going to let you go.
Yep.
And we're going to put up the links and try to plug your Kickstarter this weekend next. So, but go ahead, tell us what's the strangest thing that ever happened that you maybe think about once in a while.
Yeah, it's, and I'm going to leave this because this is a good one, because it's in the realm that even our esteemed professor friend Jeff Meldrum can go, holy crap, wow, that happened, and he'd be okay with it. So I'm going to keep it out of the far-reaching stuff. And it was the last expedition that I did with like on purpose to film. I've gone out other times just from my own accord, with Devin Mason in Portland or outside of Portland. And that night, and, dozing off, lying on the ground, sleeping. Some other weird stuff happened that night, besides the point, doesn't matter. And feeling, absolutely and entirely, palpably, if that's a word, a warm, fur-ish hand, I'm on my back, grabbed my ankle and flipped me over. Enough so much that I jumped up from what I thought was a dead sleep. I jumped up, stood up, and went, Devin. I thought Devin did it. I thought he got up in the night and he flipped me. He's like, 40 yards over there asleep. So I felt, as I'm sitting here right now, I felt the feeling of a big hand take my foot as if it was running by and do kind of like a da-da-da-da-da-da, ha-ha, and then keeps going, and then I jump up. That happened, and I can't shake that feeling. I'll never shake that memory. And maybe I was just sleeping and it was a nightmare. I don't know, but I'm saying that I jumped up. I've never done that. I've had lots of nightmares in my life. Nothing ever made me jump standing up in my bed, and I stood up. It was freaky. There you go. I don't think I've told that story.
Crazy.
Well, good.
Thanks for sharing it.
Thank you so much, Les. We really appreciate it. We know you're on
Thank
vacation, and we will all be looking for your film. And if you ever want to come back on, that would be great. We'd love to have you back on to
Absolutely
talk more about your film.
I'll get you an early release of the film, so we got something to talk about.
Oh, great. That sounds
Awesome.
great. All right. Sounds good. We will talk to you later. Thank you, Les.
Gentlemen, very much a pleasure, and I will look forward to talking with you again.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. There we go. So,
Yeah.
all right. So now we got a little bit of time. It's what, 8:32, and we can do a free for all. We could play trivia. I've got some clips. We could invite, if there's somebody in chat that wants to come on for kicks and giggles, that would be cool too. We can do that. Is there even one of the mods that wants to come on? We can get you on. I do know this, that he was awful nice. I know he was on vacation.
Yeah, it's very kind of him to come on.
But it was very, very cool to get him on.
I got something to talk about if we can.
Yeah.
Some news.
What?
I mean, what?
What?
Some big news this week.
Oh yeah. What is
New
it?
project I'm working on.
Oh yeah. It's right. I helped you a little bit, didn't I?
You helped me a lot.
I didn't know. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Jeff has had a book burning inside him forever.
Yeah.
And so he called me up, and he's been kind of secretly a little behind the scenes working on it. So then I thought, well, I'm going to surprise him with a new book cover because I really like the concept of the book. And so, yeah, let's go ahead. And you have your art there?
I do.
That's kind of cut off. The top is cut off for some reason.
Oh, I don't know how to change that, but that's the art.
I
That's the
Here.
the word is denial on
I think
top.
I think you can hear. Hold on here. We'll get it. One of these settings. I don't know how to operate anything. I'm just having fun here. I don't freaking know anything. Put it up again. There we go.
Is that it? Is that better?
Can you? Yeah, I love the banner on top, but I hate that because it cuts us off.
Yeah, it cuts off.
Yeah, we're going to change that. But anyhow,
Yeah,
it's called Denial.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read the tagline, Jeff.
2 of the world's biggest mysteries are completely dismissed by most scientists, the media, the government, and you.
Yeah.
And really, the point of this is I don't want to read another book trying to prove anything, because there's plenty of those. What I want to discuss is what's really amazing to me is we have these 2 giant mysteries, Bigfoot and UFOs. I think are 2 of the most compelling mysteries of our time, especially UFOs recently. And the craziest thing is especially with the UFOs lately, the biggest response is disinterest. That's incredible. I mean, you're seeing these unprecedented clips and news stories about UFOs and drones and all kinds of stuff, and most people just keep scrolling past it.
I want to do a survey. Let's do a quick survey, because our audience is more in the know than the most of the audiences out there. How many people in chat knew about this kind of drone thing? You know, I'm just curious. How many really were up on it and kind of knew it was going on as serious as it was?
I'm not seeing anybody chime in here.
I don't know.
But the other thing I want to talk about.
Well, Lay says it's less taboo now. The topic is, I agree, but it's still very much people are in denial of the topic, both topics.
Yeah, and it just kind of gets dismissed as a joke, which is unfortunate. And again, I'm not trying to. My mission here isn't to prove anything to anybody else. What I'm saying is, how on earth are you not interested in this? This is just endlessly fascinating to me. And that's the great thing about our community, our chat community, just the community at large, is these are all people like me who have just endless curiosity. And I don't know, I'm just shocked when so many people aren't curious. And so that's what I want to talk about in the book is, why aren't we curious? Why do so many scientists just immediately just want to dismiss it? I mean, I understand scientific dogma. It's been that way forever. I'm old enough to remember when dinosaurs were supposedly cold-blooded and nobody wanted to even discuss it.
I have my theory.
Why?
My main theory is people are afraid. It takes away the status quo of normal, everyday, common life, going to work, getting up, coming home, having a beer, watching TV, going to bed. It interferes with that. They can't just go in the woods and go deer hunting anymore. They got to worry about this damn thing, because when they go in the woods now, they're the main predator out there.
Yeah.
No
well,
fear.
Both of these subjects, it's kind of similar to why a lot of people are afraid of swimming in the ocean because they watch the movie Jaws. I mean, these are situations where we as humans are not in charge, not even close. We are not the top dog. We are not the alpha. We're at the mercy of, for lack of a better term, a higher power. I mean, whether it's, sharks in the ocean or UFOs, or you encounter Bigfoot in his environment, you're not in charge. That Bigfoot's in charge. So I agree. I think that's a big part of it. I see David's question. Yes, the IBT sticker. And if you don't know what that is something that Hanger One came up with, Doug Sons came up with. It's the little QR codes in the books that links to videos and audio. It's awesome. Again, I've talked about it before. My favorite book with this is Hanger One's book, Freeman Files. You read the book and there's a little QR code. You can look at videos and audio clips, and it's amazing. So yeah, I intend to take full advantage of that.
It becomes a Harry Potter book. It's like a Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Hey, let's bring David back on. David, you want to pop back in? And let's play some trivia. Let's have some fun here.
Yeah,
we're only a week away from Christmas, aren't we? It's about a week. Isn't it? About a week, Jeff?
Yeah, a little over a week.
A little over a week. It's Christmas week, damn it.
Tuesday, week after next.
All right.
Well, waiting for David to pop in. Here, we can play. You want to do trivia next?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Sure. How about I play the trivia bumper while we're waiting for David to check back in.
It's Untold Trivia time. Let's now stump the big ragu.
And believe me, he definitely eats that spaghetti I put in that.
I eat a lot of spaghetti.
Picture. Yeah, he
never
eats
gets
a lot
old.
Of spaghetti, a lot of pizza.
I eat more pizza than anybody that you know. I eat pizza every single day, and I never get tired of it.
All right, David, you can play trivia with us. We're going to do it on trees. Tree trivia.
Oh God.
Oh God, that's not to be fun.
Not trees.
Huh?
Anything but trees. They're deciduous. No, they're not. They're evergreen.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Is the world's shortest tree, is it the dwarf pine, the dwarf willow, or the dwarf elm? Dwarf pine, dwarf willow, or dwarf elm? Which one? Jeff, you can go.
I'm going to go with dwarf pine.
Jeff's saying dwarf pine. Okay.
I'm going to go willow.
Willow? It is the dwarf willow, David.
One. That'll be it.
Nice job.
You got a point. Got a point. Okay. How long does it take for the average Christmas tree to grow before it's harvested? Anybody know that?
For some reason,
I'm going to guess.
The average Christmas tree. How long does it take? I'll give you options. Is it?
Well, I can guess.
No, you got to pick one of my answers.
Okay.
5 years, 7 years, or 12 years. 5, 7, 12. David
actually 12 would have been my guess, to be perfectly honest. I for some reason the number 12 popped into my head.
Well, which one is it, Jeffrey?
I think 12. I think it's 12.
David, you're on it again. 7 years.
Wow.
I'm wrong again.
I live in Christmas tree territory. I had kind of a pretty good guess on that.
By the way, David, the winner gets nothing.
Oh, no hat, no nothing?
You don't get nothing.
No gifts to choose from?
Nope. You
get the handshake.
You get the Seinfeld nothing.
It's the pride of embarrassing me in trivia. That's okay.
That's all you get. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, by the way, the dwarf willow actually lives up in the Arctic and the tundra.
Oh, wow.
So people know.
I should know this stuff and I don't. Oh,
Okay, the world's tallest living standing hardwood tree is it the mountain ash, the Tasmanian cedar? You get to pick one of those, the mountain ash or the Tasmanian cedar, called the centurion tree. So which
I'm going to go
mountain ash?
Oh, I'll let Jeff go first, but I know.
It's the tallest. Okay, but you gotta listen to the question.
Yeah.
The world's tallest living standard hardwood tree. Standing.
Standing.
Hardwood. It's a hardwood tree.
I'm guessing.
Mountain ash or the Tasmanian cedar?
I'm going to guess mountain ash.
Tasmanian cedar.
You're going with the cedar?
Yeah.
Okay. It is the mountain ash. That damn mountain ash is 329 feet, 8 3/4 inches high. It's big or tall.
I'm 1 and 2.
So, okay. So now Jeff got a point finally. Let's see in our comments. So Kenny got the Christmas tree thing right, way late. Sorry, Kenny. Cedar's not a hardwood from Eric, so he knew that. Yeah. And then somebody asked, is a cedar a hardwood? Sly Fox said cedar. And CS School, which I know who that is. Cedars are not a hardwood. Yes.
That's true.
That is correct. That is correct. I mean, all right. Trees never die of old age. True or false? Trees never die of old age, ever. True or false?
I think that's true.
I'm going to go true.
Okay. Well, you're both right. So it's you neutralize. Apparently, insects, diseases, and people are usually the killers. But if they're not affected by those things, they will live forever. Immortal almost. Isn't that cool? That is cool.
Really cool.
All right. The mighty giant sequoia is thought by many to be the biggest living organism in the world. The giant sequoia, is that true or false?
False.
Jeff says
true. I'll go true.
You're going true? Okay, it's false. It's actually
the biggest organism. Oh, let me think here. Hold on a second. I remember reading about what it is. And it's some kind of crazy fungus, isn't it? Like a giant fungus that's like, it's over miles.
It's 2,400 acre fungus.
Yeah.
It's one big clump of mycelium in eastern Oregon.
Yeah.
It covers 10 square kilometers. It's the biggest organism in the world. One organism that we know of.
Right.
Yes. If I eat any more cookies, I'm going to be the biggest organism in the world. Yvette has been baking me cookies each day, a new tray. And I'm like,
she's a good cook too. She definitely is a good cook.
I'm like, you creep. And then she makes a fresh pot of coffee and puts it in front of me and smiles, knowing I'm going to dig into them damn cookies.
She takes good care of you, Doug. She's good to you.
Gosh. Okay. Oh, they're good too. All right. The world is home to more than 23,000, 30,000, or 58,000 different kinds of trees. 23,000, 30,000, or 58,000. All right.
30,000?
I'm watching chat. I'm bad too. I'm like Jeff.
Yeah, it's hard. I got too many things to keep track of. I'm going to go 23,000.
23 for Jeff. Come on, chat.
30.
My Warner says 58,000 different species. Eric says 30,000. It is 23,000.
Oh.
What did you say, David?
30.
30, yeah. Okay. I wasn't even listening to your answer. That's
Does anyone keep track? Is anyone keeping score?
I think we're about tied David, now. I don't even listen to you anymore. So, Jeff, you got it right?
Yeah. I think are we tied now?
Yeah, you guys are tied.
Cool.
Okay. Redwood bark can be as much as 2 feet thick or 1 foot thick or 3 foot thick. Redwood bark can be up to 2 feet, 1 foot, or 3 foot thick.
I'm going 1.
1.
That's a tough one. I have no idea.
Big ragu.
I think one.
One.
I got to agree with him. I think it's one.
Steamboat says 2. Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot says 2. Shane says 1. It is actually 2.
Ooh.
2 foot thick. That's thick, man.
Yeah, I guess it depends upon where you're measuring.
Well, yeah, it's up to as much as.
Okay.
I didn't say it was.
I was measuring at about the middle of the tree.
Well,
so.
Yeah. These are all trick questions.
I know. That's why I thought maybe you were trying to get me on the redwood.
Yeah.
Or on the cedar, the Tasmanian cedar. That it wasn't really a cedar, but it was a hardwood tree.
Yeah, I should have thought of that. It's not a hardwood, is it?
Okay, now we're going to switch gears and go to the Amazon basin. Okay, the Amazon basin is the biggest area of tropical forest on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Spanning a whopping 8.5 million acres, right?
Okay.
Or is it 12.5 million acres? Or is it 24 million acres? Is it 8.5, 12.5, or 24 million?
I guess I'm going to go 24 because it's huge.
Yeah, the Amazon basin.
Say those numbers again.
All right. 8.5, 12.5 million acres, or 24 million acres. The Amazon basin forest.
Oh, man.
Tropical forest.
I think it probably was 24. I bet it's 12.5 now.
Okay.
I think it shrunk.
Yeah.
Trick question. It was until they chopped down half the trees.
Doug likes trick questions.
Yeah. What did you say, David?
I went with the 20.
24 million? Okay. Jeff, you are right. Sly Fox, you are wrong. Lovely Baby Turtles is wrong. Kenny Hess, he didn't answer. Let's see what Kevin was looking here. Mary Jo is wrong. Leigh got it right. Eric got it wrong. Saska, I love saying that. Eric got it wrong.
Yeah.
Eric was over here yesterday helping me out on some stuff.
Sorry. It's fun to pick on Eric. Sorry. But he's usually pretty good at this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got some brains, man.
He's a smart guy. Very smart guy.
I'm not joking. Okay. I'm looking here. Oh, the silver maple is a common tree in London streets. It's excellent. The reason it's there, it's excellent at absorbing pollution, and it sheds bark regularly so it can absorb more pollution. Is that true or false? Is that did I just make that crap up, or is it true?
No, I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah, I agree.
So it sheds its bark on a regular basis so it can absorb more pollution. True or false?
I'm going to go with Jeff. True.
I think that's true.
Oh, true. Nah, I fooled you. It's false.
But it does absorb pollution, right? That part's true.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that
but it
part's
doesn't
true.
shed its bark so it can absorb more pollution.
Okay, fair enough.
That's where I got you. Okay. But one tree can absorb as much as 48 pounds of carbon dioxide a year.
Yeah.
How the hell do you measure carbon dioxide weight? I want to know. David, figure that out and call me tomorrow.
Okay.
How can we weigh carbon dioxide? Okay. I'm joking. Is balsa a hardwood, true or false?
Balsa? False.
Balsa.
It's soft as heck.
Yeah, it's false. Soft. It's softwood.
So it's true or false? Balsa is a hardwood, true or false?
False.
False. It's true. You're both wrong. It's considered a hardwood.
On whose terms? It's as soft as can be.
Soft, but it's actually a hardwood.
You can dent it with your fingernail, for God's sakes.
Well, I know, but hardwood is not based on that.
Oh, okay.
What's the definition of hardwood?
Yeah.
Then?
We'll get into that.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
We'll get into that. It has to do with the cellular nature of the wood.
Well, that makes sense.
The grain of the wood. It's nothing to
That's
do
a tricky question, though. It's kind of a dirty trick.
Soft or hard now.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a deciduous tree, which is one clue for hardwood. Okay. Yeah, because softwoods are not always softer than hardwoods. White
a
oak
lot with balsa.
is the easiest wood to bend using steam. True or false? White oak is the easiest wood to bend using steam.
Having a clue.
Having a clue. Yeah, that's a good answer.
No, because if I think about it, I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
I'll just have to be contrarian here. Just so.
If I was a teacher, you'd both be punished.
Yeah.
well, I'd have my heart into it if there was a prize, but there's no. Yeah.
Well, we can. Yeah,
we got a hat or something.
I could send you a prize. I'll send you a prize. I can tell you what it is. I'll send you a prize.
Be a surprise.
So is white oak the easiest wood to bend with steam? True or false?
I think false.
We'll
see if Eric's right.
It's true. It is.
Me and Eric are both wrong.
I guessed right for once.
Yeah. I'm just looking. I'm looking. Lovely baby turtles got it right. Okay. Oh my God, that one's boring as hell. Is the biggest tree in the world, and this is the tree called the General Sherman is not only the biggest sequoia, but it's also the biggest tree in the world. True or false? General Sherman. It's a sequoia tree. Is it the biggest tree in the world? True or false?
Biggest by mass, I'm guessing. Is that how you're defining it?
No.
I think that's
not the
false.
tallest. You already had.
Yes, yeah, of course. It's going to be girth and height and weight and all that stuff.
It might be the tallest, but I don't think it's the biggest. Depending how you define biggest.
I didn't say the tallest. I said the
biggest. Know. I don't think it's the biggest.
I'll go true.
Jeff says false. David says true. Sly Fox says true. Nixon says false. Sietko says true. Sly Fox says false. Well, anybody who said true is correct.
Oh.
So, David, you get another one.
Another hat?
You just won your $1 million back. Yes. You have to pay each other. See, I've got this figured out.
Okay.
So if you lose, Jeff, you got to pay. I
owe him a beer. How's that sound?
I'll buy him a beer. Your own pocket. Well, I didn't say how much.
On credit.
British oak trees can live for 1,000 or 500 years. British oak trees can live for 1,000 or 500 years.
Depends upon if they got a disease.
Well, yeah. See, you learn that. See.
Yeah.
We're just testing you. So is it 1,000 or 500?
I think 1,000.
Yeah, I do too.
That's 500 because Henry VIII he cut them all down to build warships.
Oh, see,
ships. Yeah,
it's back to that human intervention.
But I told you the answer.
Yeah, that decimated all of the old growth in all of England for during the Age of Sail.
That damn guy cut all the damn oak trees down.
And they started using American oak and South American oak.
Yep. The world's heaviest wood is it the American oak or the Australian Bauhinia red tree?
That one.
The one I can't pronounce. Okay.
Yes.
Jeff, what say you?
Heaviest? Tempted to go with the oddball one, but it's probably oak. I'm going to guess oak.
Oak? You are wrong, Jeff.
I just wanted to be contrary.
Ooh, the evil side of David came out.
Yeah, he's good at this, man.
Did you hear him laugh? Okay. It's the way I was laughing at him when the garbage can lid was flopping open back and open. Okay, I was laughing at him too. Some bristlecone pines are thought to be more than either 10,000 years old or 5,000 years old.
I'm pretty sure that's the oldest tree in the world.
Yeah, bristlecone pines are.
I think 10,000.
10,000?
I'll
agree. You, David? You agree? You're both.
Yeah.
I want to say there's some that are like 12,000.
He's going to take. We're both wrong.
You both need to eat more spaghetti because you're both wrong. It's 5,000 years.
Okay.
So it's more than 5,000, probably 6, but it's not at 10 yet.
So anytime after 5,000, they can get a disease or something.
Yeah. But there is a tree, and it's apparently it's at the Weston Brett Arboretum, and Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire. How do you say that, Jeff? Gloucestershire.
My brain's kind of wrecked for the day. Gloucestershire.
Yeah, it's
there. You go.
6,000 years old, and it's a Fontangal yew. That one could be 9,000. Oh, that one could be 9,000 years. So there may be a yew tree 9,000 years old, older than the Bristlecone pine. But
yeah, my memory on that's fuzzy. My memory is not what it used to be.
I don't think it's been proven. Tree trivia is boring, isn't it?
I told you.
You didn't tell me anything. I think it is crap, and I swear to God, I've already done tree trivia at one point.
Probably. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Hang on a second. I'm looking for one that's got like so many points that whoever gets this one right can just wipe out the other guy. David, Jeff's only got 2 right. You got 4 right.
Oh, okay. I got more than 2.
No, everybody says that all the time. Prove it. You're going to have to watch the whole damn thing and prove that you got more than 2 right.
Right. Next goal wins.
You did, Jeff, but David got it right too. So it's a non-counter, see.
Okay. Count. Oh, okay.
I got you.
It's just,
fair enough.
I don't write it down then. It's just,
all right. Fair enough.
So you did get a lot more than 2 right. It's just you're only 2 ahead of David.
Gotcha. But he's ahead.
You were 2 behind David. You get 2 right. Where David.
Gotcha.
Yeah, anyway,
I got you.
It's 4-2. I have my own Hajicek way of keeping score.
Yeah, it's a Hajicek math.
I learned it when I was young. Softwoods are usually lighter colored than hardwoods. True or false? Softwoods are lighter colored than hardwoods. True or false?
I think that's false.
Jeff says false.
I'll go true. Just so that we.
This one, by the way, is worth double points.
Right.
So, David, you just got an extra 2 points, and Jeff still only has his lowly 2.
Oh man, I'm terrible tonight. I'm off my game.
All right, so this is another one. This one's worth 3 points if you get this one. Okay. So, Jeff, you could actually, let's see here. 1, 2. I'm going to make it worth 4 points. You could be tied with David if you get this one right.
All right, pressure.
I'm just joking. I ain't giving you. I'm not giving you.
There's no hat in it, Jeff. So
I wanted to see that look on that little kid look on your face. Okay, trees get 90% of their nutrition from the atmosphere and 10% from the soil. But now I'm going to change the 90 to 27% or 40. So is it 27, 40, or 90% of their nutrition from the atmosphere? So what percentage of Seatco should get this one?
Okay.
Do you understand the damn question? I know it's confusing.
I kind of, sort of.
All right. Trees get as much as what percentage of nutrition from the atmosphere? Because they get 10% from the soil.
Right.
Right? Or don't they? In other words, that bottom line there, the last 10% may change depending on the percentage they get from the
they
air.
Get the okay.
27%, 40, or 90.
I'll go 27.
27 for Jeff.
I'm going to go
27. Sly Fox says 47. There's no such answer, Sly Fox. Sasquatch Saugus is 90.
From the atmosphere, right?
From the atmosphere. What percentage of nutrition do
I'm
they
going to
get?
go 90%.
You're going 90?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 27. Jeff? I'll be damned. You got one right? No,
there we go.
I'm joking you. I'm just looking for something interesting. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Trees do mean rain. Every day, just 1 acre of maple trees emits as much as, you got to pick how many gallons, 50,000 or 20,000 gallons of water into the air per acre of maple trees. Is it 50,000 gallons of water or 20,000 go up into the atmosphere from an acre of maple trees?
20,000.
David says 20. What say you, Mr. Big Ragu?
Oh, I gotta go 50 just to be different, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, you're wrong, David.
Yeah, fair enough.
David is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7-3. Last question. Some wood sinks in water. True or false? Some wood sinks in water.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Can you? Yeah, it's true.
Iron.
Jeff,
Ironwood.
did you even answer?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I agree.
True.
Ironwood.
Yeah, ironwoods. Yeah, they're so dense they have a specific gravity of 1, which means they sink. What's your specific gravity, David?
Oh, I don't never reveal that on the
Every day
podcast.
because of the cookies. It gets less every single day. Okay, enough of that crap. Let's play some clips.
Okay.
And you be the judge. And this will be our close to our last thing here we're gonna do. We probably have 2 people now left because the last
I think or at least 3.
Can you tap dance, David?
No.
Okay, just checking.
So which one do you want to play?
Need a top hat and a cane. We'll see.
Yeah, you be the judge, and then there is a bumper, isn't there? This is the bumper Jeff never gets.
You be the judge?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Last week he goes, I don't have that one.
Oh, I have it.
Untold Radio AM presents You Be the Judge. Is this strange video clip real, or is it fake? Or could it just be a simple misidentification? What do you think?
I know.
So what are we playing?
I like that creepy music.
Yeah.
Clip 1, no sound. This is out of Michigan. It's another strange drone, maybe. I don't know, but this was
clip 1.
Yeah, clip 1.
No sound.
No sound. Yeah, please. It's just, you don't want to hear it. So is this real? Is he just shooting the street light? Is it one of these weird drones or UFO? In other words, is it real or just something misidentified?
That looks like probably a pretty
weird
normal object that's just isolated.
Did you see the ball of light? If you start it from the beginning, you can watch a kind of a ball of light.
Oh, good observation, David. Play it.
That tracks. See how it's tracking with the
right
leads
here.
me to believe that it's on a string and it may be a kite.
Yeah, that's a pretty good observation. Yeah, I don't think it's anything that unusual.
You don't?
No.
It's a lighted kite at night.
Lighted kite at night. Okay, I'm just saying there's not enough data, so I don't know. Anytime you do a light in the sky, always get houses, rooftops.
Right.
Get things for reference.
Context.
Yes, you need that reference. Even if it's the coolest UFO you ever saw in your life, back off, zoom out, show its context. Show its relationship to the telephone line. We're not doing a beauty contest here.
Yeah,
we're trying to
some
get
context.
data. So show it moving across the telephone lines, the rooftops. Don't just zoom in on it and we just see a shaky object. It's just nothing. Even if it's just an orb, a light, you can actually get pretty impressive video of an orb even if you get the rooftops. All right, clip 2. No sound. Another one, no sound. This is from Plantation, Florida. Now you see there's reference there, at least. There was. So we at least kind of get an idea. And you can see it goes from a white light to two kind of pinkish, reddish balls. It says this is in Plantation, Florida, in December. Okay. What do you think, David?
Well, I don't know,
Real,
but
hoaxed, or misidentified. Gotta pick one of those.
What I think I know is that Plantation, Florida aren't they kind of known for UFO sightings?
Hell yeah, you are right there. In fact, there was a big flap there at one time.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a possibility, considering what we've seen over the last couple of years come out. I don't know. I'd have to lean towards possibly yes.
Okay. So,
yeah, to me, the simplest explanation there, to me, it looks like it could very well be a helicopter with a searchlight. And the searchlight, as it comes towards you, it kind of blinds you to everything else. That's what it looks like to me.
Since there's no sound.
So misidentified for Jeff.
Yeah.
Are you sticking with your real UFO or unknown drone? Or do you think in helicopter, David, now that Jeff did that great argument?
Well, since there's no sound, it's hard for me to rule in a helicopter. I still would lean towards UFO.
There's a lot of F words in that clip, and that's why I didn't want to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pure F words. People get excited. I don't blame them for swearing, but
yeah,
there's no reason for it. You can talk it through without saying the F word over and over and over. Okay. So, what do you think? Helicopter or something weird?
That's the easiest explanation for me. Is that it sure to me looks like there's a spotlight that's kind of just moving around and it comes.
Well, orbs are just a light too, though, David. Or
yeah,
Jeff.
True.
So, you haven't seen an orb until you do. You.
For me,
the ball of white light. Usually.
The circle was too perfect.
I was very okay. I'm going to go with Jeff, and I think it's probably what he thinks. It's probably a helicopter.
Yeah.
I never side with Jeff ever.
Thanks.
Clip 3. No, I'm joking. Clip 3. Sound is good on this one.
What is that?
Here we have the polite witness. He's backing out.
Yeah, what is going on?
You have audio.
Yeah, that is bizarre, dude.
You have a witness.
Like, what's going on, man? Like, there's one circling. You see that one circling over there? And then they go away.
It almost looked like how they had like the small lights on it.
Yeah, like what is happening?
But yeah, look at it turn on behind there.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is how they're circling so close.
Yeah, what is going on there?
Whatever's trailing behind them just disappears.
Yeah, then it's gone.
That's bizarre. That's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in my whole life.
What the heck?
I give that guy a lot of credit. What do you think?
Well, it's 2019, so that makes it less likely that it's organized drones, because that technology is pretty new.
Well,
to have
these kind of things, I've seen these kinds of lights in the sky all through the years. That's not a new phenomenon, this drone thing. It's just there's been these huge flaps in New Jersey of these things.
I don't know. That one I really don't know. I don't know.
So you're not giving the fact he's showing things in the foreground, the witness, the discussion. It's got all the right elements for being real. That one does. That's my argument.
Oh, I'm sure there's something really there. I mean, it could be a lot of things. Who knows?
What's going to have 8 lights on it with a thing swirling around it? Sun Country Airlines?
I just don't know. That's a strange one.
Then it's real if it's a strange one. It's real, fake, or misidentified.
Well, what do you mean by real? I mean,
real means it's something. It's not a plane. It's
Yeah, it's not easily identifiable. That's for sure.
Yes,
it's a mystery.
It's
yeah.
real.
I can't identify what that
it's
is.
a hoax, or it's misidentified.
Oh, I doubt it's a hoax. I think there's something really up in the sky. I just can't tell what the heck it is.
Yeah, well, of course we'll never know what it is.
Right.
Greg, even if we see little green men in the window, we don't know what it is.
True.
So it's really, and that's why people have to think about these things: real, completely a fake or a hoax, or it's just misidentified. You really do need to put things in those categories. And then I look at how many red flags are there. Any red flags? Was there any in the audio? Nope. They actually didn't play just music, you know what I mean, in the background. That's a sign. That's a red flag. If they just put music, because that means, it very well could be a hoax. Is there objects in the foreground? Does he zoom in and out? Which is much harder to rotoscope if somebody's doing that. So it becomes very hard to create a fake. Or is it just misidentified? Is it just an airliner or a helicopter or something else? And I don't think it is. I can't think of anything that's got that much.
No, I think it's something really up in the sky.
And while we're talking about it, you can always play it again during the discussion. David,
sure.
David's just going, oh, crap.
No. I was listening to see if there's any drone type noise.
Pretty far away.
Yeah. Well, even drones far away seem to have a high pitched whiny sound, and I don't hear that. I hear just normal traffic. The fact that it goes from light to dark.
Lights, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that is bizarre, dude.
I don't know how a drone does that, but
what's going on, man? Like there's one circling.
I don't know.
You see that one circling over there?
It's an unknown UAP. It's just whatever. It could be a whole bunch of UAPs all together. See,
I don't think it's a.
You see how they're interacting with each other.
I think it's more than one object there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Joe picked me up for the dentist, and I got in the car, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, there was a UFO right over the top of your house. 8 lights on it, and then one by one, each light blinked off." And I went, "Oh, that's nice to know." It was like 5 a.m, and it was just hilarious. And of course, I called Yvette, and I go, "Oh, by the way, Joe said there's a UFO. There was a UFO over the house right before I came out. Okay, goodbye." And she was like all freaked out.
Yeah, the fact that it was 2019, I don't know where drone technology was at that point in time. If it actually could accomplish something like this, then they would be in the running. But I don't know. It seems like they kind of wink out and go completely gone.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's what they do. Yeah, I've seen it personally. They just
think that it would be a dark object there.
Nope, they're just like a bunch of orbs that decide to organize, almost like they're in a little meeting, and they do stuff and they kind of dance around each other, or sometimes they lock into place around each other, and then one will zip off and they'll all separate and then blink out. The last group I saw like this was right on our parkway. There was 2 bright pink, like fluorescent pink orbs, and they were locked together at an angle. And they were traveling across the sky. I'm going forward towards them, and I pulled the car over because I want to watch them, and immediately they came to my car, right to the windshield, right above it, and then one zipped off and one blinked out. And when it blinked out, there's nothing there. That's what makes them. That's why they call them non-human intelligence, because it seems like they're intelligent.
Well, where did they go? I mean,
to another dimension.
Are they in another dimension? I mean,
are they in another dimension, or are they just traveling that quick where you can't? It's that hypersonic. It's just bam. Oh yeah, like Stephanie said they are skydiver ankle flares. I'm from Cincinnati and saw this explanation, and there you go. There's a great explanation.
Well, do any of those lights go up? Because that would be contradictory to flares going down.
Okay, let's watch. That's a good call, though, Stephanie. Let's watch. What do we?
Yeah,
I
and
love
also,
how you put the damn name right over where the UFO was.
Yeah, do flares wink out and come back?
That's a good point too. Yeah, good point.
Well, Stephanie said they can turn them off and on.
They seem to be in the
How
same
do you turn
place.
a flare off and on?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not really a flare. It's not a chemical flare. It could be something electric.
Hey, if I got a flare burning on my leg, I
Yeah.
the hell ain't touching it. Ain't putting nothing next to it because you
Yeah,
get
I doubt she means that it's a chemical flare.
I don't see it going down either.
I think
It's going sideways.
Yeah, that one I don't think is a flare. I have seen that though, where they'll put some kind of fireworks on them. Okay, enough of that. It's fun though to discuss
Yeah.
it because it brings awareness as to all the possibilities.
Right.
Clip 4, the sound is good. This one I called just came out of the woods.
Okay, 1 second.
Sound is good.
All right.
You gotta hum the music, David. The wait music. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right. I love the audio on this one.
It just popped out of the woods. It was red when it came out, and now it's white. Yeah, that's close. That's a lot closer than I thought.
My house. It's over my house. That's literally right over my house.
Oh no.
We have the pictures, like right over, like I live right there.
Do you have like a Ring camera, like security camera?
No, we just got on my deck. Are you
guys wow.
the ones launching them? Now it's down. Now it's going down. Look.
Wait, what does it look like though?
It looks like a normal drone. Just looks enormous.
Yeah, that one. I mean, that doesn't look that exotic or unusual to me.
It just popped out of the woods. It was red when it came out, and now it's white.
I don't know, David. What do you think? That doesn't look super unusual to me.
That's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know what's on the other side of that ridge. I don't know where the horizon line is.
Yeah,
If
it's
I
hard to
knew where
establish a
the
scale
horizon
there.
line was, I could possibly explain that as a deck light on a boat.
Yeah, could be. I mean, it's that could definitely be out in the water still past there. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Brendan thinks it could be an aircraft landing light.
That
Eric
too.
thinks it could be a flare. I don't know.
Caillou says it's a moon drone.
Yeah, I see those bright lights like that. I'm in a landing pattern here at my
everything's
house.
a flare.
Yeah, it could be a float plane coming in on the lake too. Who knows?
Right.
Okay. But he did say, if we believe him, he said it was red. So there you go.
Right.
If it was red, it was probably some unknown. Generally, landing lights are never red.
Right.
Plane approaching. Okay. Clip 5, no sound. This is out of New Jersey in the hot spot. Clip 5. And I mean, I think you put the sound with that. Oh, the audio is just F. It's really bad. What I find interesting is that cloud-like smoke thing that's kind of there.
Where'd that come
Do you
from?
see how those two orbs circle around each other? That is exactly what I saw those pink orbs do. Exact. I mean, Yvette, and you see those two that are kind of locked together that are red?
Yeah.
That's what we first saw, except they were a little farther apart, traveling, locked together at an angle.
What is that in the sky?
It's like smoke.
It looks like it's
it looks like smoke.
Yeah, but maybe a little more dense.
Yeah, or it could be a
That
scud
one's moving
cloud.
fast,
Scud
whatever
cloud.
it is.
But this is where it's interesting when they seem to interact with each other and then part. And once again, it looks fake, but God, when you see this stuff on your own and that is a possibility. Caillou says, "Oh, I saw this. Explain, Caillou." Eric, everything's a flare to Eric. Everything. Eric,
He's a bit of a mad scientist, too. He might know.
And he'd say it was a flare that abducted me.
No, Eric is a legit mad scientist. The guy.
He's a mad scientist. I'm just joking, Eric. I love your flare comments.
I don't know, man. That's.
Are there two of those white objects?
Yes.
That look similar. That looks like smoke. Watch when it goes to the right. Is that okay? Keep going. Okay, see down in the lower right, the same looking type object as that smoke thing.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Oh, so you're saying there's two of those animals?
Two of those, whatever those are.
You sure it's not just an edit? Okay, I want to watch.
Well, that's
there is definitely an edit in there. You can see a jump.
Yeah, well, let's take a look. Let's
watch
study
it one more time. There's an edit. There's an edit here.
Okay. No.
You confuse me with the double smoke dogs.
Well, yeah. Watch it when it goes. Okay, you'll see it here in a second. Right there.
There's a double smoke dog.
Yeah, there's an edit right there.
Yeah, but there isn't before the double smoke dog. There's another one, just like David said. Good catch. It's Mystic Lake Casino. Yeah, I've seen those videos. People do see that and think those are a UFO because of the teepee lights that they have. If you get a misty night.
Yeah, some of that with the speed it moves, it almost looks like a lens artifact to me. Like it could be a reflection or something in the lens. I mean, it almost looked like it was just too close.
Windows if you're shooting through a window, you can get some reflections too.
Or it could be a reflection of a car passing by in the window. I mean, there's all kinds of, you know what I mean? Some tail lights. I mean, it could be tail lights in the window. It's got a weird reflection from a car when you're driving nearby. Who knows?
Or it could be the real deal.
Yeah, I'm not. That one to me is not super compelling. That it's actually something.
I'd like to see if you can stop it.
Oh, you see when they pull out, there are two of those dogs.
Right
at the very beginning.
You can just freeze it when you see them.
At the very, very beginning, and just try to start it over, like it's at the very, very head of the video.
Okay. Oh, it goes out. Shoot, I thought you could have both of them in the same window.
Yeah, there's definitely an edit there.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, moving on. That's enough of that one.
Got one more, it looks like.
Or clip 6, No Sound, San Diego, California. Also by the ocean. This is recent, I believe. Like from yesterday. It's also these orb things. Double orbs. And the reason there's no sound, you can put the sound on for just one split second. Yeah. Yep. There you go. See, that's exactly what Metavet saw, except just two of them. Like exact. And in person, they were so bright pink. I've never seen pink running lights on a plane. But they came within 20 feet of us, which is really cool when you get to see something like that from 20 feet away. When they're far away and they come right to your car. They went right above the windshield, and then one zipped off and one blinked off.
Well, that one definitely looks more like it's something actually in the sky than the last video. The last video just was not compelling. This one definitely looks like there could be something up in the sky.
Yep. We know I'm pretty sure there's no car window between me and the objects. That's always a bad thing if you have glass, because
for sure.
Glass can cause that Pepper's Ghost hologram.
I'll play it again.
I like the way it starts out. That's the other thing. If you're going to post video of UFOs, do not put damn music up there.
Yeah.
You know, you can just put your real audio, even if you are swearing, whatever, and just put the real audio there. It's important to investigators to hear the audio because we all know it's hard to fake audio, to pretend like you're excited or pretend like you're scared. Very difficult to do. And the experts know.
The more context, the better. I mean, really. I mean, any kind of context you can add is going to make it more plausible.
Yeah, don't put TikTok music in there or YouTube music, even though we know y'all have access to this music library just now. Don't use it. Don't be tempted to. Caillou goes, just play the X-Files theme. No. Yeah. Sly Fox, do you believe in UFOs? He says it's pink flares. I'm curious.
Want to see it again?
Says Eric said he likes watching the videos with gangster rap music. God.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyhow, all right, enough of that crap.
All right. What else we got?
I don't know. I don't have anything.
No script.
Other than the fact is, David, have you been following what is going on with this drone incursion invasion?
I thought I had until I heard you guys talk about it a little more tonight. You're revealing some things I had not heard, that it was a worldwide thing.
Yeah, there's new information coming out.
That kind of was a two-alarm. What in the hell?
Oh, you didn't know that Congress was involved?
No, I just thought it was New Jersey.
Oh, it's all over. Yeah, but New Jersey.
It was originally, but it's developing. There's more information all the time.
It started at Langley, I believe. They had 16 drones show up every night.
At Langley?
Every night for 16 days in a row. Our government did nothing. And as you know, that's a really sensitive military base. You know, it's a very important military base.
Well, the whole East Coast in that area is all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, nobody did anything. No one did anything about it. And that surprised me. I'm like, well, but then I'm like, well, if it's our military, why would the military invade our military?
Well, unless they're looking for a theory that I read is that it's our military looking for either a WMD or, a bomb that could be snuck in here or a virus weapon.
Why would
they're
they
looking for something?
Why would they invade a nuclear silo site then? Or why would the military invade their own base?
I have no idea. Well, I don't think all the military, I don't think they all know what each other's doing. There's a lot of compartmentalized stuff.
You got a point there.
They don't share information very well.
But over 16 days, you think, come on, I could see one day there's a mistake.
Well, what's the first thought that you had? Why don't you shoot one down or track to where it lands and find out who's in control of this?
Well, what they're doing is they're finding out that they go dark and they lose them on radar. The moment they start chasing them, they go dark, they lose them on radar. And they appear far away going, ha, 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 ha.
And there's reports that they kill other drones, like civilian drones that go up there looking for them, get zapped by EMP and taken out.
And they shut people's cars off and they changed the time on not only the clocks in their car, but also the clocks in their home.
Yeah.
How do they know
so,
where
yeah,
they live?
lot of stories of EMPs. Yeah. So I don't know.
EMP
it's just
type. Okay, for instance, I rebatteried everything I own. We have like batteries, Christmas, battery powered candles, battery powered. There's all sorts of crap, and usually that it lasts the entire Christmas season until after New Year's. The batteries do, because it's all LED lighting, right? Little twinkle lights and stuff.
Right.
They last forever.
Right.
Every battery yesterday went dead in our home. Every battery.
That's not the first
happened
time
more
we've
than
had-
once.
I'm not talking dimmed. I'm talking gone. I was like, why isn't all this stuff off? And it happened right before the show. I noticed it. And I'm like, damn it.
That happens to you. Well, that's happened to you more than once, though. Has
Yeah,
you've got all kinds of strange things with.
Not on Christmas batteries.
Yeah.
No, but electrical stuff seems to
Yeah,
happen.
we've had our issues. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of stories of weird electrical gremlins.
Yeah, well, we saw probably 500 to 1,000 drones over our house and in our yard, broad daylight. Broad daylight, David. It's not like you can mistake something in broad daylight.
No.
When you're about 20 feet from them, and there's hundreds of them. Well, that day, we were just pulling the boat up and trying to dock it, and Yvette screamed, and I didn't even notice. And there were all these like soccer ball sized orbs, and they were either, depending on what direction they went, they were either black, white, or gone, just gone. They just disappear, and then they would go the other direction. They would appear again, or they would turn black, jet black. It was really interesting, and I'm filming all this, thinking, "Oh, Doug's got the best footage of an orb in history," and I've got all these orbs. I'm zooming in on the little bastards, and I'm getting all this great footage, and I'm like, "This is amazing." Finally, I said, "Yvette, get your phone out. Why aren't you filming?" So she did. She grabbed her phone. Finally, they started all moving off in a big group over the neighbor's house, and then eventually gone. We get the boat tied up. We run in the house, and we'll to turn on my phone to look at my beautiful footage, and my phone won't turn on. And I'm like, "Oh, damn, the battery's dead," because I was filming for so long, right? Plug it in. We waiting for the phone to come on. Doesn't come on. And it's like, oh boy, get in the car. We're going up to Sprint. So at that point, we drove up to Sprint. The guy, I told him the whole story. I said, "I really need this footage of. I don't care if you have to destroy the phone. Get the SIMS card out. Do whatever you have to do. I just want that footage." And he said, "Oh, no problem." Blah, 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 blah. And they went in the back room, two guys. And they came out about maybe over a half hour later, and they go, "Dude, your phone's a brick." And I said, "What do you mean a brick?" And he goes, "It won't even conduct electricity anymore. Like their little battery or whatever you call them, electrical testers, wouldn't even conduct electricity." So he goes, "It's a brick. It's like it's made out of clay now."
I mean, an EMP would do that, but I don't know how you would direct an EMP that precisely.
Metal. And I'm like, "Okay, great." And they said, "Take it over to this guy." Right? And they wrote me the name of this little hacker dude and then gave me his name. And we went over there. It was in Centerville. And we went over there, and he had it for quite a while too. And he said, "Dude, your phone's a brick. Can't do anything." I had to spend another almost $1,000 on a new iPhone. I didn't have insurance and all that crap. And I just got it. It was probably 2 weeks old, my phone. So there you go. And it burned out all of our TV, all the HDMI ports on all of our TVs in the entire house, which means you can't do the DVDs. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't use the smart TV dongle dangles. All the HDMI ports burned out. Burglar alarm burned out. Low voltage vacuum cleaner burned out. The whole house vacuum. Movie theater burned out. And my pontoon boat blew the controller out. $10,000 later, I was all happy again.
Did you ask your neighbors at all? I can't remember if you told me that or not.
Oh, really? I'm going to go, "Hey, by the way, did you?" No. No.
I had to ask.
No, I just kind of bit my lip and went, "Oh, I hope that doesn't happen again."
Yeah.
And I didn't even turn it into insurance because what are you going to turn in?
What are you going to say? Yeah. What are you going to say?
Sure. We do have footage of the swarm of orbs that Yvette did, but they were farther away. I was getting close-ups and stuff. Well, then the next day was really interesting. I got up on my window, and we have this perfectly round maple. And this is kind of towards the end of summer, probably, I guess I was late August, early September. Trees don't grow that time of year. They're getting ready for hibernation. Out of the top of my perfectly round maple, two almost 12, 15-foot sticks shot straight up out of that tree, grew overnight, and had a little, like one leaf on the end of each, straight, like almost like a bamboo pole. I had to hire a tree trimmer to come out and cut those off because it was so weird. It was embarrassing.
Did you keep them?
No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. I should have. It only took us like 2 months to find a tree trimmer to come out and actually cut them off. But yeah, I probably should have, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Do a
See,
little forensic.
Yeah, but I went brain dead. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, it would have been real interesting because I swear those formed overnight. Vet goes, those weren't there because you can see them. You can literally see that top of that tree when you walk out of my bedroom because you're up high and it's a big picture window there. It's a giant picture window. So you can't miss it. The first guy I called was David Race because we were talking the day after I had the sighting. He goes, I would move immediately. David Race is a comedian. He just said, a Hollywood comedian. He goes, I'd put up for a sale sign, move immediately. So anyhow, that's a story, and I don't know what to tell you. It hasn't happened since. But these drones are really weird.
We'll see how the information flows. We're getting so much weird tales. I don't know what's fact and what's maybe elaboration.
Yeah.
And,
well, this one rep claimed that it was an Iranian ship that was parked off the east. That was a mothership that they had bought from China. And then the White House came on literally hours later and completely debunked that rep.
Well,
said, nope, that's not what it was. There's no Iranian ship off our east coast.
See what I'm talking about? Is that misinformation, or is the fact that there was an Iranian boat off the shore information?
Yeah.
I think we are back to not really trusting what we're hearing from most anybody.
Doug, did it also have the blue pill side effect on you? Oh, that's funny, Greg. I think I know what you mean by that, Greg. That's an adult? No, I did not have the blue pill effect from that. Is that a thing? Is that a thing, Greg? You better answer it. Is that a thing? Is that a thing, Jeff? You heard that?
No comment.
Just no comment. Greg is just going, oh, LOL, ha ha ha.
I got a good question here from the audience. Brendan, who's a good friend of mine, is a big fan of David's.
Oh,
he's wondering if he's an update. He is a big fan of your work. He's really fascinated by all the audio. And you have an update on your book?
I've had personal issues this year that have detained me from the book. I will be getting into it. We're in the process of selling my mom's home.
Yeah,
she's in a facility now. So over the last year, we've been doing adult home care with mom. So that's really been taking its toll on me. So I'm not trying to use that as a crutch, but it's just been a very, very difficult year. So I'm hoping that next year we get it completed. There's a whole lot of stuff that's been happening since I've decided that I wanted to write this book. I think, Doug, you know, with the
I know you've been working hard on it.
Yeah.
And then you had to quit for a while.
Yeah.
But you were working on it like really hard.
Yeah. So it's about half done. And
it's just like Jeff Laundry.
I may end up having to divide it into several books. That may come to a point where I need to get something out and keep working on some other things that are cropping up. So that's a possibility too. But I would expect me to have some sort of an update by February. We should be done with selling the mom's house and all the things that go into that. So offer me more time to get into it. I don't want to do this half-assed. I want to do it full-assed.
This book will be made.
No, that makes it.
You have the cover, David.
You got to take care of your family.
You have the cover handy on your computer?
Not handy, but
I don't have it handy either because I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I would do this.
It's called Unknown Sounds.
Yeah.
Really cool cover. I love the cover. I made the cover. I love it.
It is great. It is a great cover.
Looking. I do like it.
Let's see here. Book cover. Okay.
Jeff, you're supposed to learn how to hum when we get into these situations.
Okay, I've got it up on my computer. Now what?
Oh my God! Hit share screen, and then I think Jeff can.
Yes, you should. If you hit there's a button that says present, and you should be able to share your screen.
Show film strip.
No, we don't want to see a strip, David.
No.
You should have the option to share that screen if you pull it up in the browser.
Okay.
Or you can email it to me and I can do it quick too.
Okay, so let's see here. Present, leave studio. I'm looking at the bottom here. Is it present?
Present.
Yep. You click present, and then there's different options. You hit share screen, and then there'll be options to share screen to share.
Yep.
Let's see.
And make sure your bank account number isn't on your computer.
Okay. Okay. Choose what to share with StreamYard.
I'll ask him, Caillou, about your audio clips you sent him. I'll make sure.
Entire screen. Share. I'm clicking share.
If you have some audio recordings, Caillou, you want to come on? You can come
I don't know
on.
what to do. I'm clicking share and it's not.
Jeff, you have to allow it. Next step.
Yeah, it hasn't popped up yet. If it would pop up, and it'll pop up like another guest, and I could share it, but he hasn't been able to share it yet. Otherwise, if you want to email it to me, if you email it back to me real quick, I can
just
share
mail it to David.
Yeah, hold on, we can do that.
This is funny how. Anyhow, Caillou, if you wanted to come on, we can send you a link. You don't even have to have your camera on if you don't want. If you got some audio, I love Tristan audio. So if you wanted to come on and play something for us, you can.
Attach screen file. Open on sounds. Book cover.
David.
Insert. Send.
Oh my God, this podcast has gone down the toilet.
And I'm responsible.
Oh my
God. We've
God.
got 166 friends still hanging out with us.
It is definitely a group effort.
Okay.
We got friends still hanging with us.
All right. Okay, so it's in your inbox.
We're glad you told us that, David.
I'm refreshing. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. La 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 la.
We need to have that music you can play when we get into these situations.
I probably do have some music. I don't know. It's not coming through here.
Can you find David's cover? Tristan said, David. Hello, yes. David.
Hello. Yes,
Tristan,
sir.
David. Okay. Tristan says he has new audio he sent you. Did you remember getting it?
I have not received any audio. He needs to use my BSI email. He may be using my other email.
Tristan, do you want to?
I can send him my email address.
David will send you his email. Give me a copy of it, Tristan. He said, no, I didn't say that. Well, what the hell did you say, Tristan?
Poor Tristan.
I
got
nothing
here yet from David.
We need to make, Jen says we need to make a technical difficulty bumper. I think we already have that one.
Just show my face. Just show that. Well, everybody will know. I'll be synonymous with
screen with glass. No, we actually have one. Jeff just doesn't know how to use it yet.
Do we have one? I don't know.
Yes, we do. We even have a severe weather one. Swear to God.
I'm looking here.
We'll get you. We need to get them all loaded. Anyhow.
Yeah, I don't have it uploaded.
So, Caillou, do you have new audio or not? Says, but I do have some stuff to send in. That's what I just said. Do you want to play that now? This new stuff. What is the new stuff? Tristan is like the coolest audio.
Yeah, I don't have an email here yet.
As you beat with technical difficulties, yes.
Well, I didn't get any. I don't have it. I just didn't get the email here yet.
Jeff, I'm trying another way. I tried to use it with the StreamYard link that went back to your email.
Just email it. Just email it to me. Just reply to that last email from me with the link, with the picture. Then I can put it up myself.
Oh my God!
I wish I had a good singing voice. I'd sing a song while we're waiting.
We're not. We're done waiting.
La la la.
Dougie is cutting it off. We're just cutting her off.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So
we don't. We love your book, David. We'll get you. We'll but we're not going to wait all night.
No. Okay. It just went.
For you two,
went to Jeff's
there we go.
Seniors, you two seniors to get this email.
Hold on.
Hey.
Hold on. I got it. Give me 1 second.
I know 30. You're not. Brag.
I'm in my 30s.
Times 2.
Double 30s. Yeah. Double. Well,
look at that. And boom.
Oh my God. We have success. Unknown.
Yeah, I just needed it. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, we have nobody listening, but
Flat Rock.
we lost everybody, but there's the book cover.
Finally drove them away.
If you're here, please leave a comment in chat. There it is. Unknown sounds.
Yeah, I love that.
Of possible Bigfoot sounds. Quite a simple concept. But each one, what'll be cool about the book is you'll actually be able to hear the damn sound, see the spectrogram, and hear the story.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be cool.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
No other time could this book be possible.
That's why I went and decided to write the book, is because of IBT.
Yeah.
That has to become a household name. So
absolutely. I'm such a big fan of that. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's going to turn book writing on its head when it finally gets when people finally realize what it is. And I've heard of it.
Yeah, so, it's amazing. It's absolutely genius and idea. It's great.
It is. It's going to make a book more of a movie experience than a reading experience.
Well, it's the perfect name too. IBT, immersive book challenge. It's immersive. It just gives you that whole new level of immersion.
Okay, we're working on it, Brendan.
Yep. Well, you got 2 copies sold for sure. I bet half the audience is.
Well, you know,
I'm going to get a copy.
Is over when only Brendan is left.
He's a big fan and a great guy, good friend.
We should do a podcast marathon one night and see who the last man standing, last guy in chat.
Hey, you got to offer prizes. I'm sorry, it's got to be a hat. You got to.
I guarantee it'll be just me. I'll be the last guy left.
Well, you're a night owl, so you
5 in the morning till got up early this morning again. Every day, 5 in the morning, get up early. 5 in the morning, get up early.
Yeah.
Eventually, it catches up to me, but I do know this: I could beat all you dudes.
I know.
Even though Flat Rockland said I was born in the 30s, apparently.
Born in his 30s.
Brendan's up for the challenge.
You know, Jeff looks young. He went to the doctor, and his doctor said, "My God, you're in great shape for a 70-year-old."
For a 70-year-old, there was a contingency.
He goes, "Hey, I'm only 50." Okay, that's a joke.
I'm a night owl too, though. I can stay up all night.
What time do you go to bed?
Having to get up in the morning.
When do you go to bed, Jeff?
At the earliest, midnight.
Okay.
But I can stay up super late. It kind of depends on how much. Well, you're retired.
You can calling you at midnight every night.
I still got to work for a living, so I got to get up. It's not a reasonable hour. I'm going
to call you at midnight every night now.
I'm never in bed before midnight ever.
Okay. Brendan B said he's up for the challenge. I think I could beat you, Brendan.
Probably.
It'd just be me and you, and then you'd eventually just be gone. You'd be snoring. It'd just be me. I'd be talking to myself. Yep. So anyhow, just trying to think. And that's all I got. My wonderful daughter got married on Friday, so it was really
Congratulations.
Super fun time. And it's just kind of shocking when your kids get married. It's like, no,
It's kind of shocking when they deliver grandbabies.
Yes. That's been fun. Yeah, I got the best grandkids so far. I got 2 already, and I'm gonna have another one at some point.
3.
Summer.
I got 3 now.
Another one. You got how many? 3?
3. Yeah. Well, you knew I was back in Cincinnati.
You have 3 grandkids, one of each.
Yep. Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. That's
2 boys.
That's an old joke, David.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 kids, one of each. I tell people that all the time, and they ask me how many kids I got. I say I got 3 kids, one of each, and they don't know what to say.
You really do have nice kids. So I've met most of them now.
Yeah.
You have great kids.
I have been blessed. I have been blessed.
Great parents.
This is a weird show. We're just kind of hanging out. I didn't know, I knew Les probably wouldn't stay too long. But I think we had a really good conversation.
You did. We had a good chat.
I thought it was really good.
I could have talked to him all night.
It says, Doug, Jeff, Les. Sorry, I'm late. Love you guys.
We finally burned out another one?
No, he just came in.
Oh.
Or he came in late or something. Oh, my chat's all screwed up. There we go.
What are you talking about, Doug?
It was way in the beginning when he first came.
Oh, yeah.
It was way back. I scrolled to the top. Yeah, Kevin Morris said, I'm with Doug all night. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, I get to hang out with Kevin in Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Nixon says, congratulations. Yeah, 36 hours, 2 hours sleep. Oh, yeah. Yep, that can happen. 2 hours sleep is all you need, I figured out. Because, sleep is not without its side effects.
Oh.
Bad side effects can happen from sleep. There is side effects.
Oh.
Did you know that? Did you ever think of that?
No.
Well, think about it. You're laying in one position for many hours. What can happen? Oh, blood can pool up. You can get blood clots while you sleep. There's all sorts of bad.
More things to think about.
you while you're sleeping, it's very hard on your body. It's extremely hard. Parts of it are healing, but the other parts are suffering. And how I know, because I went through sleep paralysis, drug-induced sleep paralysis. So I would be awake every day longer and longer, but each day I would fall asleep. My body would, but I'd be totally awake and talking, but I couldn't move, paralyzed.
Ooh.
And it was drug-induced because of I was involved in, I don't want to really call it a kidnapping, but yeah, sort of like a kidnapping overseas. We were flown out of the country, and they had given us some really nasty drug that paralyzed us. And then they carried us upon a plane and flew us off, and somebody carried us off the plane and dumped us.
Oof.
And we were paralyzed. So I know what sleep can do, from while you're awake. Your head's awake, you're, whatever, you can talk, but your body's asleep. Oh my God, it's horrible. It's hard to breathe. You can barely get in air. Your body feels really, really heavy. Yeah, so I've experienced that, and I thought, ever since then, I haven't slept that much because I'm like, God, it's hard on you.
Yeah.
Interesting. You struggle for air when you sleep. Even while you're sleeping, you're struggling. That's not so great for you. So what I'm trying to say is there's no free lunch. Everything pays. There's benefits to actually getting less sleep, and there's benefits to getting more sleep. There's no free lunch.
Yeah. I've never been a good sleeper. I've been insomnia my whole life. I never want to go to bed because there's just too many fun things to do. I don't want to turn my brain off. There's just too. I just want to keep keep at it.
Yeah, and Kelly Tour says we all trust Canadians. That is so true, Kelly. Yes, yes. This is Kelly's version of a sense of humor. That's his version. Yes, we do trust Canadians. That did not happen in Canada. That would have never happened in Canada. No, it happened in a communist country, let's say.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
crazy story.
well, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much. It was fun just hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
No pressure, having less on. I had fun. Thank you, David, so much for your willingness to come on. Thank you for wasting tons of time on our podcast. And thank you, Jeff, for no, just joking. That was fun.
Yeah, good show. Fun.
I love you guys. Thank you for everybody in chat. We'll be back next week. We're going to be discussing Bigfoot in a completely new light. You will not want to miss next week's show. Really, I'm not joking. We're going to have two amazing guests on, and it'll be actually a mind-blowing show, I think, next week. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
With that, I have a Teddy Roosevelt quote I want to say tonight. And his quote was, I'm paraphrasing, if you just believe that you can, you're already halfway there to those accomplishments or to whatever you're believing in. You're halfway there just by the act of believing. Do you agree with that, David?
Absolutely.
You do? Jeff? He's like
100%. 100%.
I'm joking. Thank you. Thanks for all the hard work. Thanks again to Les, and we're out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
I call you up in the middle of the night, been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on. I'll pick you up in my 59